Thanks for what you do with your podcast and all the rest. You're doing a great job. Hope everybody keeps tuning in. You get a lot of good info, a lot of insights, understandings of how to get strong, how to stay strong, how to use your strength.
You do a great job, dude. You make things better than they are in real life, I think.
If you don't follow Massenomics, y'all do it. Social media, website, everything.
Massenomics.
Welcome, everyone, for episode 386 of the Massenomics podcast, the lifting podcast about Nerfing, recorded live from South Dakota. My name is Tanner.
And my name is Tommy.
Tommy, did you know that we were talking about the Unpaid and Underrated podcast? The co-hosts of that, who live countries apart and who I assume lived a long ways apart from each other, they got to talking, and I don't think they realized this themselves. They actually live closer to each other than we do live to each other.
I saw that in the Discord, and I was a little bit shocked, to be honest. I get it. They live in different countries, but at the same time, when you live, 100 and some miles apart, I feel like I kind of know what's in 100 and some miles of me.
Yeah. Right.
Even if it was another country, I think I'd want to know, another country's only 100 miles away. What's across that border? That was. I
think that's an East Coast.
It is. Yeah. So when you're on the East Coast, 100 miles gets you like to 1,000 places. So
right.
Even the Eastern Midwest, 100 and some miles covers a lot of ground. Where here you can go 100 and some miles and actually not go through another town.
True that. True that. When we, at the very beginning of when you have us hit record at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
I was just thinking, so does that match up perfectly? Usually
it actually matches up really close, like within a half a second. Okay. Just makes it nice and easy. Our video usually might be off a little bit, and then we don't restart the show for like 30 seconds. So that part takes a second. But yeah, our audio matches up surprisingly close at the beginning.
Okay. Just purely curious. This week we're in luck. Episode 386, sponsored by some close personal friends of the Massenomics podcast. It's sponsored by The Strength Co. Let's hear a little bit more from The Strength Co., should we?
This is The Strength Company. We've set out to build a better barbell plate on American soil. We ended up here at Wisconsin's legendary Wapaka Foundry. With over 60 years of ironworking experience, the foundry had the knowledge, technology, and processes to build our weights to our exact specifications. The Strength Company plates are slim but rugged, smooth but easy to grip, and electro-coated for durability and to look great in your gym. This is the next generation of American iron. Only available from the Strength Company.
That was
doing
incredible.
A lot of things over here while we're doing that.
you were multitasking a lot.
Got a lot of stuff.
Like you're putting on a show over there. Tanner's touching buttons, moving stickers, positioning things. But man, that was a good ad.
Yes.
This episode is also brought to you by Bearfoot Shoes and the legendary Ursanomics. That's right. Massenomics has its own shoe with Bearfoot Shoes, and we call it the Ursanomics. It's just a genetic splicing of suede and canvas, something never seen before by the lifting world. It combines strength, durability, and the comfort of suede leather with lightweight, breathable canvas for a shoe that sits at the top of the food chain. Its wide, flat physique offers a stable podium for your powerful paws, while its flexible nature promotes a gait as natural as a bear prowling through western northeast South Dakota. Whether you're establishing dominance in the squat rack or your favorite watering hole, this sneaker has everything you need to let everyone know you lift hard and live easy. Now here's the important part. Reserve your pair of the Ursanomics, available for pre-order at www.barefoot.store. We only have 250 pairs of this, and they're going fast. Orders are going to start shipping in October. And to make the deal a little bit sweeter, when you add a pair of Ursanomics to your cart, you can also go and add a pair of the Bearfoot Awesome Wraps and use code MASS, and you'll get the Awesome Wraps for free. And if you're wondering why they're called the Awesome Wraps, it's because they're for elbow. Actually, I should say it in the correct order. Ankle, wrist, and elbow. AWE. Awesome wraps. It's a thinner, lighter wrap than your traditional like wrap that has a lot of casting or stiffness to it. But it's a really cool, different wrap to use, and I've enjoyed using it so far. So you can get a free pair of those, add them to your cart with your shoes, use code MASS. You get it all hooked up. Once again, that's www.barefoot.store. Get that Ursanomics, baby.
Yeah, buddy. Get yourself Ursanomics. I was modeling it the whole time for anyone watching along on YouTube. Check it out. If you didn't watch it, you can see some good action shots of the shoe going on there. Also, the Strength Co. Buy their laser engraved black collars. Check them out on their site. If you haven't gotten a pair of those yet, you're messing up. Tommy, we got a lot of stuff to talk about today.
Oh, do we
dive
ever?
right in. We've got a sack segment. We've got a what's in the can. We've got some follow up. We've got special depth before Dishonor guests in a little bit here. And first of all, we just did up the Brown County Fair, didn't we, Tommy?
Oh, we were.
So how was Lil John? That's the follow up, I guess. Actually, that's what I want to know. How was Lil John?
I mean, I'll say I had an incredible time. I haven't let loose like that in a little while, and I didn't know for sure what approach Lil John would do for a Lil John concert.
That's what I wondered.
Because he's not exactly known for having full length songs. He's a man of features. He's got the
right.
You put him on the hook, you put him on the chorus, and people go crazy. So I wasn't totally sure. I expected a lot of like hip hop rap type shows. They'll do their songs, and then once it gets to the part where they have features, they'll just fly through like 20 features. They'll just do their verses and move on. So I kind of figured it would be that. But what he did, in my opinion, is probably even better, and I didn't know that he did this. It's basically the Lil Jon DJ set. And so he comes out.
Yeah.
So he comes out with to the start. The first song he had was Shots by LMFAO. Really get people rowdy and crazy. He's doing that whole thing. And then shortly after that, like that kind of, EDM style goes into the next song. And then all of a sudden he's behind the DJ booth, just being the DJ the whole time, hosting the party. And then every so often when one of his songs would come into the mix, then he'd run back out to the front of the stage, sing, snap your fingers, do your step, that whole thing. And then to the window, he'd come out for his songs and then he'd go back to the DJ booth and do that.
Okay.
And, man, I had a ton of fun. Like, I get it. So, DJ shows aren't for some people. Like, a lot of people are like, unless someone's up there playing a guitar, it's not a concert,
Right.
I'm not of that mentality. I'm of like, hey, if you can host a party and make everyone have a good time and get people dancing, to me, that's worth the price of admission. And that's what he did.
Was there a lot of people there?
I felt like there was, but I don't.
Yeah.
I felt like there was, but I don't go to enough of these. Like, this is like my third one ever. So I have a hard time saying
what the gauge is.
Yeah, what the gauge is. But I mean, I felt like it was pretty busy.
How was Hinder?
I didn't make it to Hinder.
So, like, how does that work? Was there a long break in between them?
Well, the way it works is that we have the best camping site in the
the
entire
so
thing.
you can just show up. So that's what I was going to be like. How could you just be like, no, we'll show up when?
Yeah, so we can literally you were
at the fair. You just weren't in the concert.
Yes, you can sit. They're like, oh, they're singing "Lips of an Angel" right now. I can hear it clear as day. It's probably going to be done any minute. And that gets done, and then you go, okay, yep, there's no more music. Better get in there. We got in the gate. I think the concert started in 2 minutes after we got there. Like, I mean, it's perfect timing. Enough to put down a 12-pack of Modelo at your camper and head on in.
Prime the pump, if you will. I didn't realize that your brother told me this. Hinder's lead singer isn't a part of the band. Yeah. So I'm like, well, what are you even going to see then? I'm like,
it's a different guy. Yeah. And also, a lot of times when they get a new guy, it seems like they get a guy that sounds a lot like the original guy. I saw some clips and I thought this guy sounded nothing like the original guy. You could have picked anyone. Maybe he was having an off night, but I mean, he sounded fine.
I might as well get up there and sing "Lips of an Angel." Then I'm like, what do we?
Just
what
pick
are we
anyone
going?
out of the crowd? Yeah.
So and that was the only concert you went to then?
That was the only concert, but yeah.
I could hear all of them pretty well right from the comfort of my own house.
Yeah, not too far from your place. Yeah, by the time that one was done, though, I was I figured I'd had enough fun for the weekend. I needed a couple days to recover from that. Big David's asking, did he get low? Yes, he did play Get Low. I think he played, to me, he played all of his songs. It was also funny that he had a Crazy Town shirt. Do you remember Crazy Town? You're my butterfly, sugar, baby.
Oh, yeah.
He had a Crazy Town shirt on, which I thought was really funny.
Funny.
Someone threw a cowboy hat up on stage, and he wore that for most of the concert. So,
Okay.
yeah, it was a good old time.
Yeah. And did you go on any rides at the fair?
I didn't go on any rides, but my boy did go on a fair number of rides, which was his fourth fair experience. That same exact carnival was at the Sioux Empire Fair 2 weeks ago. We went twice that week. Then we went to Okoboji where he got to do rides there, and then he got to do them here. So this boy's been on a ride kick lately.
Yeah, right.
Starting to think carnivals are just a part of everyday life.
Yeah, I was there several days taking kids on rides, so I got a lot of fair food, and I got way more fair. I guess all my kids are getting old enough to go on rides of all various age, so I'm like at the fair every day almost when it's here. Yeah. My oldest son was like, "Oh, I wish the fair was here longer," and I'm like, "Oh, I'm so glad the fair is not here longer." Like actually, what I told him is, and this is what I honestly believe, I'm like, "Nah, you would start to not like it, and like if it's here too long, it's not going to be cool and fun anymore. It's got to only be here for a certain amount of time."
It's the excitement of it, but also when you're that age, it would take quite a while, I think, for the excitement.
Yeah, and he's got like a week pass, so him and his friends go every day, and
are they just there all day long hitting the rides?
Yeah, basically they're there all day, every day, and hanging out and doing kids stuff.
Mm-hmm. Luckily, the weather that we had for the fair was not the weather we had for the Lift Hard Live Easy Classic, though.
Yeah, it was pretty decent, I guess.
It was hot out there.
Yeah. That reminds me of the follow-up too. And were you there Saturday at the fair at all then? Mm-hmm. And I heard and I don't. Were you out late on Saturday?
We
by
were.
Chance,
we were at the fair because my boy that was when he was doing rides. So probably from 3 to 6 or 7.
Okay. Because this melds our Brown County Fair talk along with a follow-up of mosquito talk. Because like Thursday of last week, I was out in my yard. I wouldn't have hardly noticed a mosquito. Saturday, it was like a plague. I mean, we talked about mosquitoes. It was legitimately like Lucifer unleashed hell of mosquitoes. And I talked to some people that they said by Saturday night at the fair, it was like it's like they literally came like in a swarm about the time the concert was over, and it was like uninhabitable because the mosquitoes just at the flip of a switch got so bad. And I noticed that you could not be out. We talked about how if it was a certain way, you wouldn't be able to have a party. I swear to God, I had to do something in the backyard, and I ran because it was horrific.
So that is interesting you said that because we were back. I honestly, Saturday night, I was so dead from the night before. I was sleeping by like 8:30, so I missed out on the nighttime part. But even the next day, the mosquitoes in the yard we noticed were kind of bad. And what's crazy is my boy got a bug bite on his forearm, and we for real thought it almost looked like he broke his arm. I've never seen it was a lump. It was like a visible large lump. And the only reason we thought it was a bug bite because there was a little red dot in the middle. And it was swollen and hot. You'd think he had a bruise or something happened. And then my wife looked up. I'd never heard of this. Have you ever heard of Skeeter syndrome?
No.
So that's what apparently this was Skeeter syndrome. And it's when people have a severe reaction to a mosquito bite. And it took 4 days for this thing to go down, but it was a severe bruise, and there was a lump. You could grab it and move it. It was kind of crazy. So those bugs, nothing to mess with.
Nothing to mess with at all. And now they've been aerial spraying pretty hot and heavy since that, and now they're gone. Or I mean not gone, but you can be outside again without there's Skeeter from Doug. That's who that is. That's Skeeter. If you've never seen Doug before.
I forgot about that.
That's Doug's good friend.
Old Skeeter.
Well, we got a little can segment this week, don't we?
When we say can, we mean bottle.
Bottle.
So this bottle is Steam Whistle, Canada's premium Pilsner. This is from Big Joey, right?
Big Joey and Big Steve imported this down. They snuck it across the border from Canada for us. And I do remember he said it's not a twist off, and it needs to be drank cold.
It smells like a beer that comes in a green bottle when you open it.
What, skunky?
Mm-hmm.
That does.
Doesn't taste skunky, though. At least mine's not. Maybe yours has been in direct sunlight, though.
No, it tastes fine.
See, I enjoy this. I think this is good. I enjoy this. This is good. I don't know if it's that different than any other beer that comes in a green bottle, if I'm totally honest here. It is crisp, light, and refreshing.
I don't really like the smell.
Yeah, you just got to ignore that part.
Yeah. That's not bad.
Yeah, I'd probably give it a 3.5. Just because a beer's got to be pretty special to get a 4.
Yeah. I'm not sure. There's just something that's just giving me a slight thing, so I'm going to give it a 3. It's not bad. It's good. I mean, I actually would even say it's good. I don't think a 3 is a bad rating.
This seems like a very robust glass bottle, doesn't it? Like it's kind of hefty.
Yeah, real thick. Real thick Canadian glass.
So it weighs more than what a beer bottle should.
Right. It is heavy, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do they have refunds in Canada on bottles?
Yeah, it's probably in some weird Canadian currency that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
You get $5 a bottle and it's 50 cents in America.
It doesn't actually say it on here, but maybe they don't have to do, because in America it's just certain states, so that's always the thing on the bottles, like Michigan. I don't know. I don't know the states.
Yeah,
that's not a thing in South Dakota, right?
I don't think so. I definitely would have taken advantage of that when I was a kid if that was the case.
For sure, right? Yeah,
I would have been just running through garbage cans.
So just to recap, you gave the steam whistle a 3.5.
I gave the steam whistle 3.5. I do like this.
I'm definitely going 3. I'm real solid on the 3.
I like it so much I'm going to chug the entire thing right now.
Yeah. I could drink a 6er of these and not break a sweat, I think.
Easy.
Yeah. Okay. We also have a sack segment, and we have Strongest Man on Earth. Maybe we should save the sack segment for later after our guests. Give something to look for, everyone something to look forward to there.
Okay.
Strongest Man on Earth, a.k.a. the Shaw Classic, went on this last weekend.
Break it down, Tanner.
Well, I guess biggest note, I guess people are just calling it Strongest Man on Earth now and not the Shaw Classic.
I was surprised. Did that happen
slightly
this year?
Confusing, maybe? Yeah. Yeah, he got like the go-ahead to call it that.
Well, what does he need?
Which that's interesting.
Who does he need permission from to call it that?
I'm not sure.
I mean, is there anyone stopping us from calling our show the strongest powerlifting meet in the world?
I don't understand exactly.
Is there a governing body?
I assume. Well, I would just assume there's something with World's Strongest Man that he had to make sure legally that they're not like stepping on the World's Strongest Man toes.
But don't you say that's a different name? Why does this?
Right. Maybe but maybe you can't just assume it's different enough to not have issues, because I would assume World's Strongest Man doesn't like it.
Probably not. We're gonna make a show and call it World's Strongest Man on 7 Continents.
Yes. So I guess it's Strongest Man on Earth.
Strongest Man on 7 Continents. So that's what we have. No one can take it.
And it happened this weekend. There's 14 people competing. Really a star-studded lineup of competitors. They for sure got the best of the best to come out there. And not going to give you a full rundown on it, but they did like 8 events. It was 4 events each over 2 days.
We could get Nick Best on the phone. He could give us a full rundown.
He would give us a long rundown. There's no doubt Nick would give us the full.
He has prepared the rundown.
Yes, he would give us very detailed rundown. They did 4 events each over 2 days, and the gist of it, very heavy events. So it's kind of brutal maybe for the people because it's just really heavy. But anyways, the final results. Did you see who won?
Brian
won, and this was his final competition.
He won last year too, didn't he?
No, he won the first year.
Oh,
and then the last 2 years have been
year?
Trey Mitchell. No, this is year 4.
It is? God, my brain is so off on this thing.
Yeah, the first year they were in like a garage because it was during COVID.
Oh,
and then
okay.
21,
Yeah.
Trey won, and 22. Last year was their first year in the Budweiser
That's
event
what
center.
I'm thinking of. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Wasn't
And,
it at like Brian's? Didn't he have some compound that was at the first 2 years?
The first year it was because it was literally like nobody there because it was it was the heart of COVID.
Mm-hmm.
So they couldn't get together with more people than that, I don't think. So he won the first year in 2020, and now he won this. And this was his, he's been advertising this is going to be his last strongman competition ever that he's participating in.
Mm-hmm.
He won. He ended up with 96 points in first. Mitchell Hooper got second with 89. They're pretty neck and neck throughout most of it, but Brian pulled away by quite a bit. And then Tom Stoltman came from way behind to get third and 82 points. He actually won like 3 or 4 of the events, I think.
Really?
And what really killed him is the first event was the log, and it was a Trump log where there's 3 different, where it has a picture of Donald Trump and it says "Make America Great, Make America Great Again."
Giant red log.
No, where it's 3 different weights, and 1 rep of a heavier one is better than any reps of any lighter one. And Tom went out and tried the heaviest one and didn't get it, and I don't know exactly what happened, but he ended up zeroing altogether. So got 0 points on that first event.
Oof.
And in hindsight, if he would have just put anything together in that one,
Yeah.
it's very possible he could have bet, because he took a 0 on that, so gave up way too many points in that one event.
Yeah.
But got third. Of note, Evan Singleton got 4th. Big Trey Mitchell got 5th. Thomas Evans 6th. Big Bobby Thompson in 7th. And then Kevin Ferris, been on the podcast before, in 9th.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Nobody else that's been on the podcast before, so I refuse to talk about them.
They've not earned the right for us to give them any promotion.
Right. But of a funny thing is the meme, particularly funny, is the meme of Brian awarding
himself the medal. I did like
the
those
Obama to tie in both Trump and Obama here. He has the Obama medaling himself, which is an interesting thought here, that it's his own competition when you win. And luckily enough for listeners, I do have like particularly interesting insight into this.
You have very direct experience here.
Now, it wasn't called, thank God it wasn't called the Tanner Baird Classic. It was just the Massenomics Strongman Showdown.
And we hadn't yet come up with the title of the strongest man on 7 continents yet either.
Yes. But the first 2 years of us doing the Strongman Showdown, I participated in it, of course. I guess I participated all 3 years. I think you did this just the second year was the one you were in on. But I won the first 2 years.
I would
think
that
it didn't really feel like what it
no,
doesn't.
I mean, that is still like different because you had the exact same training facility as everyone else,
Right.
Right. I'm trying to remember the second year. Did you beat Greg? Was it just by like a point or two? Didn't it come down to that?
Greg, I think, technically actually got third. Him and Tyler like almost completely tied for second place. But I didn't beat him by very much. But the first year, I don't think there was anyone very close at all in the total points. The second year was very close. Like all 3 of us were very, very close. And Greg, I think Greg kind of didn't do great on the stones.
Well, I was going to say, I feel like I had a direct effect on that because me being, was there 10 or 11 competitors?
Yeah.
And I was sitting in about 7th-ish. And for the stones, I did, what was the 300 or 350? I forget what one it was.
The heaviest was the 330.
330,
okay. Also 300.
I had never done it ever, and I did it for a double, and Greg didn't get it at all, and so that made me jump ahead of him in that, and that kind of messed it up for him.
He lost. There was quite a few people that jumped in between him on that last event. I mean, that's all part of it.
It is, yes.
Every event is part of it, but so yeah, I did win, and there is even at the time, I kind of have that feeling it's like not as exciting as winning not your own competition because it's kind of like you don't want to look like a douchebag. And I don't know if necessarily people took it that way. And also, like, the first year especially, like, I couldn't not do it. Like, we were getting this thing off the ground. Like, we needed people to do it. And even really the second year, and it's like, it's a very local thing, and people expect to see the local faces do it. By the third year, I did feel like I could not do it. And actually, that's part of why I really like switching to the format we did the third year, where it's just all these, red versus blue. So then, like, there's not going to be this one winner, know.
Yeah, I still think as a spectator, having the full, watching 10 guys go out and watching 5 guys struggle, 3 guys do kind of good, and 2 guys crush it, that gets the crowd fired up, seeing that.
Right, right.
But, yeah, both events had their pros and cons, but, yeah, they were still really fun.
Yeah. But so I do have the unique, like, I don't know how many people out there have the experience of running a show and then winning it also, and I do have that experience, obviously not on the stage of the strongest man on earth.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I do think he should feel a little weird about that, though. That's my take. Like, I think he, maybe it's okay, but I still think he should feel a little weird about it.
Yeah, maybe it's a little. I think he gets a bit of a pass, especially being that it's his last show. It's Kobe going out
for that reason.
It's Kobe going out and scoring 60 points in his last game. People are like, we kind of wanted you to do that. So
that's very true. I mean, and that's a really good point. I think you're kind of right. Is that is why it does get a pass? And
like, no one wants him to go out and get 8th place. They've been like, no, you should have quit last year, man.
And even the other competitors, it's almost like you don't want to be the guy to beat him. Right. Kind of. It's like a rare. You just want to be there and be a part of his swan song, I suppose. And you want to get second, just barely get beat by him, really.
Yeah.
Then conspiracy theory there would be, would Mitch Hooper have been that aware of that? And if you're going to do that, you wouldn't say that's what you're doing, because then it defeats the whole thing.
Yeah, I have a hard time believing that those guys are like, we have to let Brian win, though.
Right,
I don't.
Right. They all have enough of an ego that they don't want to not win. Yeah. But then it really makes you wonder. I'm like, obviously this guy's setting up the competition for events that he particularly excels at, because how has he done at, say, World's Strongest Man the last 5 years? But then he's able to come and win, beat all those same people at his.
Yeah. It is the whole thing where, you do good, you pick the events, but if you do bad, it's like, well, man, you picked the events,
Right. Right. And then I think about
way.
that, like when we were on the Strongman Showdown, because I don't feel like I ever intentionally picked events that it's like, I got to pick the events I'm good at. Mm-hmm. But maybe even like just on subconscious level that you're like that you can't like take out of the equation or something like that.
Yeah, I don't think anyone at our local event ever thought.
No, it's not relevant even. It doesn't matter, of course. But it makes me translate my thoughts to him of like, what is he? Like the fact chest press machine.
Right. That one is the probably the biggest offender of the group. But the fact that this is his last year. If it was, he has 10 more years planned of him doing this, and it's just every year, all right, who's going to dethrone Brian?
Right.
But the fact that he's done now, it's okay, he can step aside, and then that's not even part of the conversation. So,
right. And I'm probably coming off as slightly negative. I'm actually, I'm a big Brian Shaw fan, and I'm glad he won and stuff like that, but it's just thoughts I have about
it's one of the only sporting events in the world. Actually, there's a lot of sports, so I got to back that up. There's a lot of sports that I don't know anything about. It's one of those odd situations where you're allowed to host a sport and at the same time compete at the highest level. That doesn't exist in any major sport where you're allowed to host it, set the rules, and also compete.
Yeah, and it's kind of the oddness of being in these fringe sports too. But that's the thing. Like, you can still you can translate it back on our local level. It's like, well, yeah, I'm going to do it. We got to get we want people to do it, and we want people to be excited about it. Even like him, even on the biggest level of strongman, it's still quote unquote just strongman. Mm-hmm. So it's like he's like, we kind of need mine, Brian Shaw needs to do this. His name carries a
lot of weight. It is good for the sport for him to be in events still. Right. And it is a net loss for him to be out of it now.
Yes.
It really does feel like the end of an era, that these monsters.
It is the end of an era.
When you look at just that stage for a while of Eddie and Brian And yeah, I'm just fixing my camera. You look at that era of Eddie and Brian and Thor, and that's done now. That's officially done.
NZ.
Yes,
yeah.
NZ. Like that's done, and that's
yeah, because like when we
sport.
started getting into lifting and like really getting into strong, watching power, it's like all of those people are gone now. He is the last.
The legend of those guys was so big. Like they were all getting better all the time. It felt like you could maybe say Z was getting just past his prime.
Right.
But the other three were on the come up pretty good, and yeah, that's done.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, and it's funny how what I was thinking too, as far as that sport goes, how fast it can really come and go. Not come and go in the sense that they can't be competitive again, but how easily you can forget how it changes so fast. Mitch Hooper's been on this run for like a year, so he's like very prevalent on people's mind. And it's like it's not that long ago that Martins was basically doing that exact same thing. Like when I say not that long ago, it was like a few years ago. Where he was kind of
or 5, maybe?
Someone could fact check that, but it's like he was kind of doing that, I think. But then it's just like injury, not even just like, not like you ripped your pec off, you rip your pec tendon off the bone, or you completely like blow out your knee, but just like a little bit of nagging injury, and then all of a sudden you're like, what happened to that guy?
Yeah, he just he can probably only compete at 85% now, which means all right, you can show up and come in last place. It's you can't hang with the best of them anymore.
Yep. So that's our strongman talk. Strongest man on earth. Biggest bummer probably is we weren't able to go this year.
Yeah.
We would have loved to be there in a couple ways. Either have a booth would have been super cool at the expo, or
just go shoot the shit for a few days.
Yeah, just go. Yeah. So hopefully strongest man on earth in 2024. Maybe we'll see if we can make it happen.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Damn, that's a busy month period to go from the Lift Hard Live Easy Classic right into the Shaw Classic.
It's a fast turnaround. That's what makes me nervous about the booth part of it. But
yeah, true.
But still something to think about it.
Yeah.
Something to think about there. Should we do a sack sec? Supporting our sporting members. Should we do supporting our sporting members? That's what I think we should do. All right. We got a full one this week. A lot of supporting members doing cool stuff.
A lot going on.
Yeah, a lot of stuff going on. For what this segment is, anyone that doesn't know, we've got our supporting member crew, our unpaid interns, if you will. They choose to support us. A little subscription service thing that you can sign up for. We'd love to have you check it out. Maybe you're interested in, you've been a listener for a while and you'd like to support us. That'd be a great way, is becoming a supporting member. You get access to our Discord community, community full of like-minded individuals that usually are not rude. Apparently, occasionally, maybe they're rude. There was one we've had out of the history of everyone in the Discord. Now we've had, one person that has felt like it was a rude community, and did quite a bit of research on that and could not, in fact, find anything rude. Several people actually said this is the most pleasant online community that they are a part of in any capacity.
You'd be very hard pressed to find a more pleasant community to be part of. I'm not just saying that. It's being honest.
It is a very supportive and positive.
Like go look up any Facebook thread for anything about your local community. I guarantee you this is the exact opposite of that.
Yes, absolutely. So check it out. We would love to have you become a supporting member. There's a discount code in there. A few other things that you get as a supporting member. Check it out on our website. You can get more details. But one of the things you get is your chance to get on supporting our supporting members. We find out what these people are doing. We try to, and we give back to a few of them each week. We probably miss some. Probably a bunch of people doing cool stuff that we miss, but we hit as much on as much as possible. So number 1 this week, Big Brody. This is a cool one. Big Brody from Western Northeast South Dakota. Opening night football season. Big Brody, big rivalry game. The Roncalli Cavaliers taking on the Groton Tigers. Big Brody playing for the Cavaliers of Western Northeast South Dakota. They won 14-0, and guess who scored both touchdowns?
That's right.
Yep, it was Big Brody. 2-touchdown game in the opening night of high school football here in South Dakota. So
that's awesome.
Great game. And let's see, one of the Groton Tigers players is also a member of the gym. He was at the gym with me. I lifted with the early morning crew, and this Big Ben, also shout out here. He's a member of the gym. He plays for the Groton Tigers. He comes to the and he's in football season right now.
Oh.
He comes to Massenomics gym in the morning before school to lift, and then goes to school and goes to football practice.
That's dedication.
So could you imagine doing that?
No.
Like being that dedicated as a sophomore in high school?
I couldn't actually. For people that don't know, that's a 18-mile drive? Tanner, is that about an 18-mile drive?
Yeah, I think he lives somewhere in between, so I don't know how
Not
far he
quite
actually
as
has
bad.
to go that way. Right. But still, so he was there at like 5 a.m. today lifting.
That's impressive.
Yeah, that is very impressive. Someone asked, I'll jump ahead to this one since someone is asking, Big Andrew Montoya also competed in the Shaw Open, the Open at the Shaw, and I think he ended up in, maybe it was 15th. Big Andrew, originally from West River, South Dakota, competing against some awesome competition there at the Shaw Classic, some people that are probably on par with competing in Shaw's group there,
right on the
So,
cusp of breaking through.
Right. So it's awesome to be competing there. It looks super cool. Big Andrew, obviously very strong. Other recent podcast guest from South Dakota, Big Corey Butler, competed in the women. She got 5th in the women's at the Shaw. So that's also awesome. Yeah. Big Spoon competed in his first powerlifting meet. He hit a 446 squat, 276 bench, and a 502 deadlift for a 1224 total. So great first meet there. He must have watched a recent YouTube video that says why you should compete in your first powerlifting meet.
You know
really
what?
acted fast.
I'm not planning any meets here. Oh my God, this video, I'm doing it right now.
Yeah.
It's funny because I know that's not the case. But
Yeah. Big Love Lady. He, I think his meet got canceled, so he did a mock meet, but we'll count it because he was planning on doing a meet. 468 squat, which was a PR. 320 bench and a 518 deadlift for a 1306 total. Nice. Breaking the 1300 barrier.
It's got to feel good. Both these guys just breaking the barrier. That's always a fun one.
Big Justin, he competed in a meet. He had a 457 squat, 248 bench, 468 deadlift for an 1173 total. Well done, Big Justin. Then we've got Big Kevin. He hit PRs on all of his lifts, including a 408 squat, 265 bench, 496 deadlift, 1169 total. Nice. Big Kevin PRs and all lift doesn't get better than that. Big Katie, she was on here not too long ago competing in a strongman competition. She competed again. This time she got second in her competition. I think last time she was up 2 weight classes, competing with 2 weight classes above her. This time she said she only had to go up 1 weight class. So well done, Big Katie, representing again. And last, of course, not least, the Beast from the Southeast. Big Bryce was this week's guest on Unpaid and Underrated, so make sure to give that a listen. Listen to the Beast from the Southeast.
I gotta catch up. I've missed these last Crew Falls.
3
episodes.
Crew Falls in a row.
Yeah.
Your homies.
I know. I gotta catch up on what the hell they got going on.
So thank you, supporting members.
Our guest has arrived, Tanner.
Okay, should we do a couple real quick ads?
Yeah, you go ahead and read the ad. I'll start booting people here.
Okay, you give them, kick their asses out of here. This week's episode is brought to you by Build Fast Formula. I was just looking on Build Fast Formula's website. We've got a special ad for them that we're going to read. It's supposed to read this week. I'm just going to ad lib a little bit because I was looking on their website and I was looking at the Blitz 3D, their ultra concentrated pre-workout formula. And check it out on their website. I just like what they do with their ingredient list here, how they fully list, no proprietary blends. They've got all the ingredients there and got the clinically dosed quantities that they're putting of each ingredient in it. But then when you go down, they really get into why they use each ingredient and why they use the amount of each ingredient that they do. So I like that. I appreciate it. As far as supplements go, that's good to see. And this pre-workout's only $30, but it's even better than that if you use discount code Massenomics. You'll save 10% off of that. Everything on your first purchase there, 10% off, discount code Massenomics. And if you subscribe when you're there, if you do a subscription service on protein or pre-workout, any of that, you save an additional 10%. So you can save 20 total percent if you do it that way. Check them out at buildfastformula.com. Link down in the show notes. Thank you, BuildFast.
What's up, guys?
How are you?
You said 9:10. That's 9:17.
That's better than normal. Sometimes we're not that close.
Oh, this is bullshit. we have a damn bedtime.
We like to play things loose over here.
Yeah.
Oh, are you drinking a brewski?
No, it's a zero sugar cream soda.
Oh.
Well, we always like to talk about what everyone's drinking. So you're drinking out of a glass. Like, did it come in a can?
Yeah. You want to see it? The exact
Yes.
one?
Oh, okay.
classic.
Not
A&W.
sponsored. Not sponsored.
Is that
What are you
regular
drinking?
dew or was?
Oh, it's the Baja.
Oh,
the Blast.
a Baja
How much
Blast
caffeine
at
is that in
9:15
that?
at night?
Yeah.
I mean, it's zero sugar. So that means something.
But will that keep you awake at all?
No.
Oh.
No. Honestly, the amount of caffeine we drink since the gym's been open, this is nothing. Honestly.
It's maintained.
Negative water.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to jump right into it. We've got Big Jared and Big Hannah of Depth Before Dishonor, Squat Co. We're excited to get you on the podcast. It's been a long time coming, maybe a little too long if you ask us.
Been a while. Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys do a lot of stuff, and that's it. That's all I wanted to say. So that's kind of the show.
Pretty much it. Okay.
All right,
No, obviously you run the apparel company. Maybe that's what people are most aware of when they hear Death Before Dishonor, I think, is probably the apparel side of it. But also You've got a big gym that you run down there in Lawton, Oklahoma. You both compete in strongman. I think, Hannah, you're super competitive in strongman.
I'm just around. You know? I'm just happy to be here.
Well, I'm not discounting. You're very strong too, but
like
yeah.
I do all right.
Yeah. So we want to talk to you about all that stuff.
Awesome.
What we have this rating scale on everything we drink. We're drinking Steam Whistle. It's somebody imported it to us from Canada.
A little Canadian beverage.
And we have this scale. It's 0 to 5 JD Power and Associates Awards. It's 0 to 5, and half points are allowed. Usually our baseline is like a 3 or 3.5. So what would each of you rate your drinks that you've got there on the 0 to 5 scale?
Oh, the dew, man, that's probably it's got to be a 4.3.
It's like a 4.7 if you get it from Taco Bell, but if you get it outside Taco Bell, it's a little less.
It's like a rare find, especially the 0 calories.
Well, I didn't even know Baja Blast you could get it in a can. Is that a newer thing?
Exactly.
See,
I was strolling through Walmart one night and just found it, and then had to buy 3 cases.
Yeah, 3. She came to the house. She had 3 cases. Like, hey, look what I found. I'm like half asleep. Well, like, you have a problem.
And what do you rate yours?
I really love cream soda, so I would say, I mean, for a 0 calories, 0 sugar one, a 4.6. We're up there.
Yeah. So interesting cream soda, because we have a lot of different drinks on the show and people send us different drinks, and we're not too far from Canada. We got a lot of Canadian listeners and they send us stuff all the time. What color can, or when you think of a cream soda can or artwork on a can, or like, you know, the color scheme of a cream soda can, what colors do you think of?
It has to be like cream, orange, and brown.
Neutral.
Right.
Yeah.
Very
Yes.
That's the right answer.
correct
That is
answer.
the right answer.
In Canada, their cream soda is like denoted by pink. Like they all have pink cans when it's cream soda.
I don't put those together.
No.
Like strawberry and cream or something.
Yeah. Yeah. Like cream soda is almost just like an offshoot of root beer, kind of like where it's like, it's like root beery colored cans, only now it's like.
How do you say
lighter.
root beer? How do you say it? Hold on. That was good.
I actually didn't. Did Tanner say it weird there? I actually didn't even notice.
What do I say? Root or root?
Root.
Root.
Root with ooh.
So wait, what do you say?
I say root. I say root beer.
Y'all both say it weird. It's root beer.
So we say root.
No.
Root beer.
Like,
root beer.
There it is.
Yeah.
That's root. There it is. I like that.
yeah. Root beer. Yeah. So geographically speaking, we're directly north of you too. This is
You just look up at it.
Well, I'm trying,
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of the
It's almost exactly north, which is kind of we're like 13 hours exactly north. If you just like got in your car and drove north, you'd hit western northeast South Dakota in about 13, 14 hours.
We just got an oil change, so we could actually do that.
Damn, Tanner.
I think,
Tanner, you're not lying. I'm looking at the map. It is almost perfectly north.
Yeah. I think Highway 281, like US Highway 281, like runs almost like right by.
It is right
Lawton.
here. Yeah.
Yeah. Which that runs through western northeast South Dakota.
You said Central, and I was like, Central? Okay. I thought you were just, considering our time zone, like you researched it.
Well, I thought you were central, but I just
Great
kind of making
yeah.
sure too. Yeah. Yes. No, we are like directly north of you. And I've gotten the pleasure of being in Lawton a few times too. And we can talk more about that. But first, I think like your superhero origin story, what Depth Before Dishonor, how and when did it start? Would be
It's quick.
like the
I
dog.
think our dog is stuck in a closet. Someone to grab her.
So the
trapped with R. Kelly.
the brand was started, I think
2016.
20 like late 2015, 2016. Pretty sure. I always have to go through Instagram and kind of see like, hey, when do we start?
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm pretty sure, the beginning of 2016.
Okay. And what was the, what did it start as exactly? Like when in your mind, when Depth Before Dishonor starts, what does that mean? Is that when you sold your first T-shirt, or like what was the,
or was there a gym
the start?
first, or what was first?
Because like Massenomics is several different kind of things like what you do too. So like what do you consider the start?
So kind of when I was, the idea was conceived, coming up with the plans, and, the first shirt sold, I can't think of the date for online, but we used to sell shirts, in the back of my car at our other gym. We weren't actually allowed to sell shirts at the gym because we were competition. So you can only sell shirts outside the property. You can't sell them in the gym unless we get a cut.
Really?
Like, okay. But that was the early days. But yeah, I'd say 2015 is kind of when we kind of like come up with the idea, and just like, hey, I want to start a shirt company or a brand. Okay, it's gonna be like this.
What was the start of the name? Like how'd you come up with it? Like what was the, like, had that been around and you're like, yeah, that's the name, or like what was that like?
It was actually one of those random name rapper generators. No, it was at that time it was just how the brands did the alliteration, and just I was thinking, okay, what will work for a brand that's very just like a catchy name, and I can't remember exactly how it came, but it just I knew when we thought of it, it just stuck. Like, oh, perfect, and then we just went from there.
And so then was it like immediately the name came about, and then you were you printing shirts the next week already with the name on it? Is that kind of how the first one went?
Yeah.
And was
like as soon as the name came, like, holy shit, that's great. And, and it just flew with it.
And was it like that was the first design just like the name straight up on the shirt, and people were like, you were like, buy this?
No, it was actually it was a wolf.
Oh, okay.
Like what brand is that now?
Sam and Jerry.
No, well, hell, like
Dark
the dark sport wolf.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Whatever the bodybuilders wear now.
Yeah.
It was one of those like just shitty wolf in the front.
Okay.
It's like, what do we put on a shirt? A wolf. Fuck it.
Yeah.
You're there.
So you have the wolf.
Have you ever brought it back since that design?
Once.
Yeah.
Once. Well, the first shirt was all cotton, so it was terrible. Rough.
That's also part of the game, is figuring out in the early days, like, what shirt am I supposed to use here?
People like.
Yeah. So did you have like some jump start on some of that? Like you hadn't like worked at a print shop or done anything, like you didn't, did you? Because we didn't know that shit at all. Like when we started, you didn't either, or?
No, I just for the shirts, I would look at my old shirts. I try to figure out who left the tag on so I can see what brand they use.
Yeah.
And all the brands back in the day would just tear the tag off and put their stuff on there. But eventually we found one shirt that fit really well and we just went with it. It was the whole next level.
Yeah.
Or the first it was Toltecs, the whole shitty Toltecs one.
Yeah.
Might have been from Frank.
Yeah, Frank
does print on. Yeah, I know he
Frank
did.
pitches that one because he's got us to use that one before. Like when we were actually, I mean, you probably experienced this. Like in 2020, we had a really hard time getting like next level black T-shirt blanks for a while there, and we were using like Toltecs and some other ones there for a point in time.
Those were terrible. They'd always have holes in the armpits or the collar. I mean, they're like $2 shirts.
You get big arms and a big neck.
Yeah.
That's fun.
So did you have any resources like that? Was say like Frank up and running already at that? Like, did you know him or was there anyone like that you were leaning on at all?
So Frank started a year before us, I think.
From Lift Evil, for anyone that doesn't, if we didn't say that, Frank from Lift Evil, that old son of a gun.
Yeah, he sucks.
Yeah.
We would
it's a terrible
we would
shrimp
just
deal.
kind of run ideas off each other, and I kind of like ask him about his art and stuff like that, and he just kind of helped me along the way. Really nice guy. We'd sit there and watch his he'd do his live videos, just drawing his logos, and then I was just kind of asking questions like, hey, what do you think about this? How'd you do this? How'd you do this? And a lot of the times the other brands I would ask, they'd just be dicks. But Frank was the only guy like really welcoming and just helpful, you know?
Yeah.
So I got lucky.
And then I beat him in a shrimp eating contest. He doesn't talk to us as much anymore.
Did you actually beat him in a shrimp eating contest?
I beat him in a shrimp eating contest. I beat him in a sushi eating contest.
He'll never.
Damn, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
So do you know how many shrimp this was? Like, was there an actual number to it?
Was it 47 to 43?
Oh,
40 to 43. Yeah.
That's a lot.
That is a lot of shrimp.
Have you guys been with Frank like in person?
Yeah, we met him at the Arnold.
At the Arnold.
Oh,
one time.
that's right.
Yeah.
Yes, Frank is a huge man.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like that seems shocking to me that he wouldn't beat you.
Well, and then I went up there to.
He's just not fast at peeling shrimp.
He's not fast. I went up there for work.
Zero dexterity.
I went up to New Jersey for work for a week, and we went to an all-you-can-eat sushi place, and we were just talking, and there was a lull in the conversation, and there was like one piece of sushi left on the plate, so I made sure I grabbed it. Like I was like, "Beat you again," and then I paid for it. So, so I don't know if he really won.
I do like how there is like a community. You know, there's kind of like you know, for anyone in this, if you don't suck, you get to be friends with a lot of people that are doing the same business, you know, doing the same thing. And it's like, we talk to, I mean, you guys, Frank, Nick from Live Large, like countless other brands and companies that have helped us out in, you know, just tons of different, and just sharing information back and forth and all kinds of stuff like that. And it is like a community behind the scenes, especially like I said, if like the people running it don't suck, then it's fun, you know, makes it fun.
I don't know why you talk to us then.
We ran out of everyone else, so
that's why I took so long. Like,
It's the deaf guys. Well, okay, we'll do it on Thursday.
We need at least 3 friends.
Yeah. What here's a question I want to, as long as we're talking about the apparel stuff. This is what I like to hear from other people that are in this business. If someone comes up to you, which I guarantee this happens, it's not hypothetical. Many people have probably asked you this. They want to start an apparel business today, and they say, and you, for anyone listening, you couldn't audibly tell, you both laugh, because that's first of all, that is the correct first response, is to laugh when someone asks you. And then they say, what do we do? So what's your advice, you know, if someone asked you that question?
The first thing, just be prepared not to have life ever again. You know, but I don't know. What I try to tell people is, hey, I want to start an apparel company. I'm just like, well, make sure you find that niche that everyone can really appreciate, because a lot of those brands right now are kind of copying what everyone else is doing before, and it's very saturated. So you're gonna have to find where you fit in and then really dig in, because right now it takes something special to kind of
break that mold.
yeah, you know, because everyone has a brand, and it's wild. You know, back in the day, there's only maybe, I don't know, 5 or 6. You know,
Right.
Well, and I mean, 5 or 6,
or,
and there was a lot that just sucked really bad too. You know.
yeah, yes, we got lucky, really lucky. Yeah.
Well, how hard would it be, you know, if you hadn't started in 2015 and you got the idea tomorrow and you were going to just try and like you hadn't even started an Instagram page yet or any of that? Like, I know it would be very tough for us to figure out a way to make it work starting right. It'd be way harder than it was starting in like 2015.
Honestly, what's very popular right now is all the anime shirts. All you gotta do is throw an anime logo in there, boom, done. You know,
So
back in our day,
that's the
Just
cheat
a second,
code.
let me get my pen here.
yeah, it was food back in our day. Hey, go put pizza on a barbell, boom.
Yep.
And now it's, if you put some sort of anime style shirt, knee sleeves, kills.
Yeah, you do kind of. I kind of forgot about that. I don't pay enough attention. It hasn't clicked with me, but you do got a point there. Yeah, it is the anime thing big time right
huge.
now. Yeah,
Everyone had a food shirt, and they just like went with it. Just you know, even, you know,
Yeah. Are you guys anime? Are you anime people? Like, do you follow? Do you know
people.
Well, yeah.
I
I don't know what you
I'm
put
a
term.
real human.
you real people or anime people?
I watch whatever he watches, and I'll get into it a little bit. I'll be like, "Wait, what
If
happened?"
it's on subtitles,
Then he has to explain some stuff to me.
yeah.
Tommy, I know you have a little bit of a background. I have like none.
Oh, when I was growing up, I was all about anime. I'm like, and that was when it was kind of hard to find. You know, when you're a little kid in like the early 2000s, late 90s, you know, you'd have Toonami, you'd have your Dragon Ball Z and some Gundam, and there'd be like Sailor Moon, but you're like, nah, I'm a boy. I don't like Sailor Moon. And then obviously Pokemon, but like Digimon too. There wasn't a ton of anime then. Now you can like get it so easy. Like there's unlimited supply with everything.
It's the cool thing to do, you know, because
Right.
I remember, you know,
And that was,
like
yeah. And
Dragon
also,
Ball,
yeah,
something like that.
you're right. Like then it was a nerdy thing. It's like, oh, you're into anime. It's like, no, that's like what like nerdy kids do. And now it's like popular.
Yes, which is kind of funny. But
I think I almost wonder though, do you think like it was the same thing a little bit with like Marvel and comic books and that, you know, that was a nerdy kid thing. And now that's just pop culture now.
comics were nerdy.
It's almost just like normal culture too.
Yeah.
It is.
Right.
I mean, even video games a little bit too then were sort of nerdy things. And now just everyone games, watches Marvel, watches anime.
It's rare to find someone who doesn't play video games, honestly.
And
Like we go to the gym, like some guys, they were in a raiding party, and the hack squad, they're all on their phones. I'm like, what are you guys doing? Oh, we're in a raiding party. Carry on. I'm gonna go eat dinner. Some of our powerlifter guys.
And then someone playing Pokemon Go in the gym.
Oh, they said the gym is a great place to get good rare Pokemon. I'm like,
Okay.
you should put a banner on the front of the gym that says that.
That's a
Great place for
sales
Pokemon
pitch.
Go.
Yeah.
put an ad out. Billboard.
There you go.
Hey.
Billboard.
Yeah, billboards are expensive. Why don't you guys tell us?
It depends. It could be way different here than it is there even too, because we've gotten some that we've gotten were really cheap. Like in 2020 when we did, or I don't know when.
Yeah, it was 2020.
When
When no one was buying billboards.
We got it like legitimately. I don't know if we've said before, but I think it was like for $250 or something like that in 2020.
And because no one bought it, it stayed up for what, 4 or 5
We
months.
got it for like a year. Yeah, because nobody was.
I need to do. Okay.
Yeah.
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 You got to understand the market conditions.
We were gonna buy one, but it was like $400 a month. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's closer now to.
But just imagine the Instagram post you're going to get out of that billboard.
one post.
Can you put a price on that, really?
I don't think so.
Actually, we probably could. I mean, there is reporting. So
Yeah. Yes, you could actually find out.
$100 ads, one post. Yeah, just for the irony.
You've come out with, I don't know if you have any idea how many designs you've had, but it's a lot. I don't know. They don't need a number, but how often when you're coming out with something, how often do you think something's going to kill and it bombs? And how often do you think something like, I don't know. And then it's awesome. Like that happens,
We
right?
do this every drop
Every
too.
drop.
We do this every drop.
So the I don't know thing seems to be just forever.
Mhm.
Because, well, in my head, oh, people should like this. This is a cool logo. If they don't like this, fuck them. But the whole time it's like, I don't know I don't know what people like anymore.
Yeah.
It's very frustrating.
Do you
And
feel
then
like
we'll look like
do you feel like you've gotten any better at guessing that as time has gone on? Like we talk about this, and I don't know. We said like maybe
might
we
get
used to be,
worse.
yeah, we used to be
Think
maybe,
so, maybe.
right 30% of the time. I don't know. Maybe we're right 35% of the time now.
Yeah, I say 30, like 30%. Sometimes I know, okay, this one's very good. It's gonna do great. But I don't know. During drops, we'll sit there and we'll make little guess, like we'll guess, okay.
like which one's gonna be like
Which
the
one's
top three or
three?
something.
And then it's like, hey, guess what? This one's doing like what the fuck? Like the worst one we picked. Like it's
gone, almost gone.
it's rare. It's rare that we can really guess it
Mhm.
at this point.
That is, isn't
Yeah.
that? Wouldn't it just be amazing if you just knew though? Wouldn't the business be so easy if you just knew
Yeah.
what was going to happen?
It's like you think in, I don't know, like 6 years we learned something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How many shirts do you guys each have?
I don't know.
Our
Like in
entire
your-
closet is black.
It's just like a black abyss of just
Like, what do you do with your like? Because do you ever rotate them out of your personal shirt pile and they go somewhere else? Like, do they?
well, no. Well, we have a few closets, so the old ones will end up in another closet, and then you can eventually, I forgot about this one,
Or they're
Yeah.
my pajamas now.
or she'll
so.
wear a mess pajamas.
Okay,
Yeah.
but I mean, you have to have a ton of them. I mean, I know we do. Where it's like I don't even know what to. We will eventually take him to the gym and
Well,
just be
a
like,
lot
yeah.
Yeah, a lot of times, like I can get one, but the extra larges will sell out, so Jared doesn't get one.
Yeah.
If I really want it, I'll take it.
Yeah,
Right.
But
But honestly, I just have a few that I really, really like, and I'll wear the shit out of those, and then eventually something else comes out.
Yeah.
You know,
You know
wear
what's
it out.
funny though? You say if you really that same thing happens and you say if you really like it, you'll take it. A lot of times, like I wear a 2X and I'll think, and sometimes if 2X is getting down there and I'm like, I really want that shirt, but also the business side of me, I'm also it's just one shirt, but I'm like, to be honest, I'd rather sell it than even keep it.
No,
I'd
I'm the
rather
same
sell
way.
that one shirt than keep it. And it's a kind of a funny thought to even care about just one T-shirt, but
Because I have so many just in the closet. They mostly just collect dust, and
Or
I really wear
spiders.
more. Yeah, and so like, do I really need another shirt to add to the pile?
we'll be at a show or something. We'll have like one extra small left because that's what I wear. And I'll like, all right, if it doesn't sell today, I'll keep it. And then it always sells. So I'm just gonna keep saying that about every shirt on the table. If not, then they'll all go. Then I won't get one.
That's the secret.
yeah. Well, okay, so gym wise, I think maybe less people in the, I'm sure around Lawton everyone knows about the gym, but maybe nationwide less people are aware of the gym you're running there. But you've got a big gym that you're running also too, right?
Well, yes. So we split it between me and my business partner. He recently moved to New York, so I bought his half out last month. So now we are pretty much the full owners of the gym. And that's very stressful. Come to find out. Like, oh, let's run a brand. What else should I do? Add another business. Okay, great idea.
Yeah.
So it's
We live there now.
yeah, we live there now.
Okay. Okay. What how many square foot is the gym? It's big. Like physically it's got a big footprint.
22,000, 24.
No, I think it's like 40.
It's huge. I mean, that's enormous.
That is huge. That's so big.
Yeah, there's 4 rooms. 26, 6, 6.
You'll have to do math. I don't know.
It's about
38. 30, yeah.
Yeah, so about 40,000 square feet.
So
Yeah,
what
that's a
are
lot.
what are the 4 rooms? Like that's huge. What are you putting in there?
So the first room is about 20,000 square feet. It's got a strongman, like a whole strongman section in the back. One side is powerlifting, and the other side is Olympic weightlifting. And the front is just machines. So we have, for the powerlifting, we have six combos, 8 squat racks. And then for the strongman, we have all the strongman equipment you could ever need. 10 logs, power stairs, single finger, everything.
That
running
is an enormous amount of equipment. When you talk about just the number of racks and combos that you have, that's huge.
Yeah.
Are there any? How big is Lawton, and are there any other gyms that are like? Are there any strongman powerlifting real strength training gyms that other people go to, or is like this the place to go to?
We are probably the place. There are a few smaller gyms. There's one gym. Their bathroom is about the size of the gym itself. Yeah, I'd say the bathroom takes up like maybe a third of the gym. So,
Okay.
but other than that, we're pretty much the only place in Lawton that has that sort of,
Definitely the biggest, most specialized
Yeah.
gym in the area, in the town.
We do have
Probably in Southwest Oklahoma
we have a
overall.
Planet Fitness.
Yeah, we have a Planet Fitness down this,
Yeah.
somewhat down the street. And Lawton, everything's down the street. So
Yeah, well, that is an enormous gym though. Like it's hard to wrap. If
people
aren't
that
aware of
live on the
square foot-
coast are like doing real estate prices in their mind and like, what?
you'd be mad. You'd be real mad to hear what we pay for it. It's great, but it's
Yeah.
also like
Crazy.
we can invest so much more into the gym too, which is really
Right.
nice. I'm able to get all that stuff in there,
right?
because we get to not pay all of it in rent and just put it right back into the gym.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right. So you've got a ton of equipment. So this is kind of an interesting question, I think. Do you have a favorite piece of equipment that you've got at the gym, or like anything that really sticks out to you that you just think is particularly badass, or that you just really like equipment wise?
Lately, my favorite is our new Viking press. One of our guys welded it for us, and it is smooth.
Mhm.
Honestly, it is probably one of the best press machines I've ever had, and it's welded by a friend locally. That, and then maybe it's like the tsunami bar is fun. All the band bell.
Trying to think what my favorite thing is. I don't know.
We just got a block for Worlds.
Oh yeah,
World's prep.
I've got a big old block. And
Is
I
it
say
like a loadable block then, or is it what?
yes, but it's really heavy on its own.
Well,
Yeah.
I think it's like 135 empty.
Yeah, it's already over world weight as empty, but
Yeah.
it's like a strongman's paradise, honestly. When or actually, I think we have the whole line of Rogue monster bells. And I think that's a really like big feature to have, because not a lot of gyms even have one. But to have the whole series like in the gym, I think is a really
So
cool.
you've got the big kettlebells up to the 203 pounder or whatever that is.
No, like the circus dumbbells.
Oh, you've got oh wow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't
yeah.
see hardly anyone that has. Yeah, that's.
I
so
actually didn't, I
okay.
didn't even know you could buy these things. I thought these were like a
Right.
one-off thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
we bought some and won some. So like we
Okay.
competed at a contest to win some, and then some. Then we bought the other ones to fill out the arsenal, if
Yeah,
you
that's
will.
really cool.
Like we don't like. I'm not going to ask you dollar numbers, but like owning a gym myself, and just think of, you have so much equipment. Like you have like, I don't know if people would wrap their head around about like how many dollars worth of equipment you've got in that place. Like that's it's kind of wild.
Most of it's in rubber.
Horse stall mats are way more expensive than whatever imagine.
That's our retirement plan.
Yeah. Sell the horse stall
Liquidate
mats.
them.
Mats.
It'd be like you at retirement age, it's like you must pick them up and take them away, though. We will not be
We will
moving
not
these
be
for you.
loading them.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you saw, we were just saying, I think it would be a hilarious strongman event. I think it's a
Yes.
loading medley or a moving medley where there's a pile of 10 mats and you just have to get them 50 feet, and you can do it however you want. Like, do you try and drag like 3 at once, or do you just like roll one up and like run with it and then come back for the other
Have you
ones?
seen the gripper tool for the mats?
Yeah. But you can't use that in the event.
Oh,
cheating.
are you sure? Is it in the rules?
So I saw that this morning.
Yeah.
And I was trying to think of what kind of comp that would be. So just 5 of the shittiest events you could think of. So the mat would
That's
be
what we
one.
were thinking. What else do you got?
What are the 4 events? Because I was in the office today working, and I saw your post, and I was like,
Reload a weight tree.
That's the yes. This
Oh,
is
yeah,
the
no, this'll
concept.
be-
Make it like
it'll be-
real stuff
wait,
everyone
I
hates
love
doing.
it.
A full set of kilo plates, and they're like laying face down, and you got to pick them off the ground and put them on the tree.
It's the 50 kilo calibrated plates all
Yeah.
face down. That's a good one. Yeah. It's like the most dangerous, annoying event.
And like not fun to watch even.
You have them like 5 bars that are all just overly chalked and you have to clean them all.
Yeah. Oh, what do you mean like when I go to the gym every morning? It sounds like what you're describing there. Yeah. So do you guys what would be one piece of equipment then that you would like to add that you don't have? Is there anything you don't have?
Yeah,
right
do you
now
have
that
a
think
wish
you need?
list, or is the wish list done?
I want an Elite FTS leg press. I already know what it is.
You mean the what about
Yes.
like the
Oh my gosh.
those are sweet.
That's it.
And then I think Westside has like a pendulum squat
Yeah.
or a pendulum swing.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's any good, but it looks cool.
Yeah. That Elite FTS
The signature
leg press.
ISO leg press.
Yeah, it's like what is it, 6 or 7 grand?
6,500, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. It's like a small car.
Yeah. But it looks so nice. One of these days.
It is cool. I mean that I agree that would be that's an
Yeah.
awesome dream list choice right there. That's a good choice. So do you spend more time? Oh, go ahead.
A big Slater
Oh, like the big like Austrian oak Slater log.
Yeah.
We have
Oh.
a female log, but not like the big beefy one.
Yeah.
So are they do you have Slater logs like
We have a
They're
10
they're
and
just like
12.
the small ones.
Yeah.
Smaller.
Yeah. You guys do have a crazy amount of stuff though. Like it is like a strongman paradise for sure.
Yeah,
do you,
you should come down.
yeah,
That
it makes me
Straight down.
yeah. It makes me want to be there
Yeah.
for it. So do you spend more time right now? Maybe it's different right now, but generally do you spend more time working on the gym or with the merch, the apparel company?
So lately it's mostly been the gym. Just trying to get everything up to date. Man, I haven't trained in like 2 months. We had the regional qualifier last week, and then I said, well, I'll do it anyway. I skipped the deadlift. I skipped the circus dumbbell. I threw bags. I carried the sandbag, and I skipped the farmers. I was like, well, I paid for it. I might as well do it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I need to work on the gym more just because, it's so new to us. Just got to get everything going, get those systems in place.
Mm-hmm.
So you'd say your training is definitely the ball that you're having to drop out of the different balls you're juggling then though.
And even the brand stuff too. Like I've had like right now, if I'd say gym is 70% and the brand is 30, just, it's only been maybe a month and a half of us having it. So I should make sure everything's, smooth.
And that makes sense. I mean, there's a lot more at stake with a gym, a massive gym with a lot of equipment than there is with, the apparel thing. You can make it as busy as you want it to be,
Right. And it pretty much runs itself as long as we just come up with marketing stuff, logos. It seemed to take care of itself.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you make that sound really, really simple. And but it's like as long as we're we're always coming up with new stuff
as long as
forever,
we're always
good to
doing
go.
new stuff and promoting it, we're good.
As long as I'm working really hard, it's going to be okay. No, if I can kind of put it on the back burner compared to what I was doing for a little bit, and it should be fine. Famous last word.
Right.
I am shifting my focus back. We just had that drop with everything last week, and then we're getting ready for a new one. But before then, the whole month of last month didn't have any drops. So I'm getting back into the swing of things.
It's like the first month we took over the gym, my full-time corporate job like went nuts. So I was actually gone Monday through Thursday every week.
Yeah.
So he was running everything.
Perfect timing.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah. The week I take over after coach CrossFit classes, I have to do clean every morning, and it was fun.
And I was like, I gotta go. Bye. I'll be back on Thursday.
I'm going to Florida.
Do you think you? So I mean, you said your training's been suffering even because of it. You just don't have the time. But like, say you get a little more time, you get some breathing room. Will it be hard for you to train? Like, can you ever just go to the gym and be like, all right, I'm training, like forget everything else. I don't care if that's out. Like, I'm just training right now for the next 2 hours. Like, can you do that?
I almost feel guilty that I'm like, should I train for 3 hours or should I work on the gym or the brand for 3 hours? Like, which one's going to give me the most return, at the end of the day? Because, like subpar lifting, or or brand stuff, I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, we get it. We get it. Yeah.
So I can get my deadlift up to 600.
Everything goes great. I could be an intermediate.
Yeah. In that case.
Yeah, you're
Hannah, on
speaking
the
my
other hand,
language.
What did you just win?
I won the Southwest Regional for the OSG qualifier, so I'm headed back to official Strongman games in December.
Nice.
Is that somewhere on the southeast coast then? Where's that
It's
at?
gonna be in West Virginia this year, but the
Okay.
competition was in it was in Dallas, Texas over the weekend.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yours was then. Yeah. So did you kill it? Like, was it you won, obviously, that's the goal, but like, was it a good performance for you and everything?
Yeah, I won every event.
So squeaked by. Yeah.
No, I had a really good prep. I had a terrible weight cut, but a really good prep. But yeah, so every event was, I either matched what I did in the gym or did better. So that's always what you want. So that went really, really well.
Yeah. So when's OSG and how do you stack up, do you think then? Like, what do you feel?
So OSG is December 3rd, like that first week of December. Odds are looking pretty good. I'm coming back with a vengeance from last year. I didn't do as well as I wanted to, and I've just like really started to dial it in everything like that I need to get better at stuff. I have a little pit stop at Nationals right before in Erie, Pennsylvania. So I'm prepping for that right now. So I just kind of started prep over again. So I'm really excited to see how the year falls in. I've just really taken time to work on the crappy stuff.
So is that Strongman Corp Nationals or USS?
That'll be Strongman Corp Nationals.
Okay.
I did a USS in June.
Okay.
But yeah, so we've done a lot of competing this year.
She's done a lot of competing.
Yeah.
So a lot of weight cuts.
Yes. So OSG, if you win that, what do people call it? If you win OSG, what's the title for winning that competition?
I'll be like world's strongest woman, 64 kg.
Right. So you could do. You have as good a chance as anyone as winning that. Was that what you would say, or like?
No.
Okay, that's what I don't know for sure. Yeah.
I definitely think I'll fall in the top 10.
Okay.
Maybe like closer to that, like top 7, top 6 or so, just depending on who shows up that day.
Yeah.
But I've got some monsters in my weight class for sure.
The European girls are very good.
European girls are really
the
good.
Canadians are very good.
Mm-hmm.
So
okay.
At that level, everyone's really
honestly,
good, which is
so
great. But
actually,
in the 64s, I think they're the most competitive class overall right now for the women. At least for who I know is gonna like be there at this point. They've got the most signups so far, and then they've got multiple world record holders in that class. So it's gonna be an interesting battle in December, that's for sure. I'm excited for it though.
Do you think you two are the strongest couple in Oklahoma?
No.
Who's got you? Who has you beams?
Our friends from Brewhouse Barbell, they're up north from us, like 40 minutes, maybe an hour, maybe. She is literally Oklahoma's strongest woman, and her husband Colton's also very strong. And she just finished 6th at the Shaw Classic. That she just competed at the Shaw Classic this weekend.
Okay.
But she's really, really. I would say they're probably the strongest couple in Oklahoma.
We're probably faster.
We're faster.
Okay. Well, hey, we got that.
So you're the fastest couple in Oklahoma. We'll give you that.
No, we'll give you that title.
Strongest couple.
Yeah.
We can get that on the plaque, and I'll feel confident that.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, you're Lawton's like southern Oklahoma. Like you're not too far from Texas, right?
40 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty close.
You're actually not too far from Wichita Falls, I think, right? If you go south into Texas, you're right.
That's the 40 minutes.
Yeah.
I used to teach there, so I'm very familiar with the drive.
Okay. You ever lift at Starting Strength HQ?
No.
I feel like there could be a clash of styles there.
We've talked to a few of the coaches. They're nice. We've had a few friends go out there, and they weren't so nice to our friends. So
Nice to us, but we don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I've always wanted to, though.
Yeah.
I've called like, hey, do you guys have strongman equipment? No. All right, goodbye. Goodbye.
Starting week. I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
Yeah. Who has more tattoos between the two of you?
I think I have more of my body covered, but he
Okay.
might have more tattoos.
Yeah.
That's actually an interesting way to look at the question, even too. Like, what
Yeah.
is the question really there? Like, what constitute as a separate tattoo, even?
Mine are all in prison. That's why mine are cooler. The ones that we have that are we don't have matching tattoos. We just have similar. Like he got one, I guess, when he was cooler than me or something back in the day. But mine are bigger. So if he has a ship, my ship is bigger. So that's all that matters.
Got him.
So it's like a one-upsmanship.
yeah.
Yes.
A one-upsmanship. Yeah.
Do you have a death before dishonor tattoo?
Do you know?
We do not.
Oh, okay.
Would you ever?
I've considered it.
Yeah. What do you feel about that? Like, you know, like
People always ask
that
us if
feel
we're weird
weird
or
or-
Massenomics tattoo, and we're not even
Yeah.
really tattoo guys, so that'd be a
Right.
big step for us. You guys got lots of tattoos.
Yeah, I mean, I would get one. I'm
You
just-
need a toilet paper roll. What
I'm
would you
just-
not get?
well, they hurt. The older you get, the more they hurt. I don't know. It's just
okay.
I don't know.
Y'all may not know this. He has his entire head tattooed, like entire.
Yeah, I saw a few
So-
pictures on your Instagram. Yeah, it looks like.
Isn't that wild?
How old were you when you did that then?
12.
That's it. Like you said, it hurts more the older you get. So get them young.
It's probably I think 19, 20.
So was that all? Was that all what like one session, or was that over
No,
the
they were
course of a few
sessions.
years?
Man, so
So you had to have your head shaved for a long time just to get that done.
during the summer. It was
Okay.
over maybe like a 2-year period. I think so. I consider it. Well, it feels like a vibrating scalpel that burns. If that helps, if you can, that helps the.
It doesn't sound like it's
No.
fun. That
No.
doesn't sound.
It's probably been the only one that kind of teared up a little bit.
Okay.
Not the best. Yeah. So if you're not tattoo guys now, you're probably not. You're probably
It's not going to get better.
But it's weird. I'm in my early 30s. I had a friend. He never had a tattoo. His first one was an entire sleeve, and so I don't know. Maybe that's. I'm just gonna go with a face tattoo right off the bat. I think
That's
it's kind of
probably the smart-
trendy. Yeah.
Massenomics.
Yeah. Massenomics M's on both of my right next to my eyes.
I think it's
The new teardrop.
Yeah.
Just put
Yeah. Will you guys have a booth at the Arnold again?
I don't know. So last year we didn't have one because we had a lot of athletes competing, and it was really just fun watching them and enjoying everything. But the year before was fun to get to talk to everyone, but it just depends.
he's gonna be a walking booth. He's just gonna have a table set around
I'm
him.
gonna have a big trench coat.
Yeah, you gotta get the trench coat.
Yeah.
You pop it open. The shirts are all
Yeah.
hanging.
Hey, so you kids want some fitness?
Yeah, I totally get.
Oh, yeah.
After doing it a few times, not wanting to do the booth thing because me and Tanner see people going out and doing things, or like when we talk to you guys, like, oh, we saw this and we did this. It's like, yeah, we were at the booth. That sounds fun, but yeah, I get why people don't do it, but at the same time, we do the booth a few years and now we just feel like we feel like we got to, and it is a lot of fun too.
Yeah.
And a
y'all
lot of
have
work.
a funnier
Yeah.
booth. I
Yeah.
enjoy it.
Okay. We've got this little game we play with every guest. You guys are no exception to this. It's overrated, underrated. And we got a special set of over-under topics just for you. And we're going to have you both answer both of them. We usually do like 4, but we've got 2 of you, so we're going to do 6. But some are more for one of you, some are more for the other. You kind of know which are which maybe, but you both have to answer on both of them. On every one of them, you both need an answer. And the important thing to remember is you just can't ride the line. You have to say if each one's either overrated or underrated.
Got it.
Looks like you're ready. We'll do it. Okay. Overrated or underrated sandbag throw?
Underrated.
Underrated. That's totally biased though.
I really
That's
like
totally
sandbag
biased.
throw. Did you not see my video? I love that event.
Well, didn't you say something about liking it too?
That's my
Well,
favorite event.
Yeah.
Because that's the only one that doesn't hurt me.
That's fair. Actually,
I have so many injuries. Like, yeah, that's the only one that doesn't hurt me yet. So
It's always exciting, no matter like it could be done 1,000 times, and the audience still thinks like, "Ooh, things are
Only-
flying in the air."
only if you're
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
If
yeah.
you're Well, it is not exciting. It's almost sad.
I can totally relate to like the only thing that doesn't hurt me sort of thing, because the older I get, the more my training is just like, no, I'm not so much picking the thing, like my list of things to pick
exercise,
from. Yeah, it just gets narrower and narrower and narrower. It's like, nah, I'm pretty much going to do these 4 things because it's what I can do now.
I hurt my hip today doing power stairs. Well, unloading her power stairs, and I'm like, fuck this.
Do you have power stairs just set up all the time too?
Yeah,
Damn.
we have a big stack of them in the wall.
Okay, overrated or underrated Benchmade knives?
Overrated.
I don't even know what is that?
You still have to answer. So
This is expensive holding knife.
Oh,
Yeah.
overrated. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Overrated.
So explain the knife thing then. Yeah, let's.
I don't know. Vince, every time somebody talks about knives, like a knife guy, he's like, oh, hey, man, I got this new Benchmade and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, cool.
So what is it just a trendy brand of knives right now? What's the deal with them?
Is it a cooking knife or a?
No, it's like a.
Oh,
like a
Really trendy. It's just one of those go-to, like, if you like knives, you got to talk about Benchmade.
Oh,
I don't know.
that's kind of how, because I don't know very well. I'm not necessarily a big knife guy, but I know enough that I saw you're a little into it, so I knew you would have some take on Benchmade just because I know it. It's just like what you said. It's just, I don't know. Are they better? Like, what brand would be your
They're
go-to?
good. They're really good. I don't know. Maybe because they're too.
mainstream.
Maybe they're
they're too
Yeah.
cool now.
extreme. Yeah,
They're too
Yeah.
cool.
Kind of like the definition of overrated. Really, it makes sense.
yeah, I guess.
Okay, overrated or underrated Lash Studios?
These questions are. Yes.
I would say that they're underrated. They also pay me good money.
Yeah.
So it's
Overrated.
crazy. Lashes like boomed during COVID, even though everything was closed down, because everyone was wearing a mask, everyone's eyes were like on display. So like lashes
makes
have
sense.
been like a crazy industry, and it's kept me very, very busy the last few months. Oh my goodness gracious.
so
But
even as COVID stuff went away, like the popularity has stayed there for the lash trends.
yeah, you can do your own nails, you can do your own hair, you can't do your
Ah.
own lashes.
Yes.
That's what's kept us like
You could
going.
try.
I mean, you could, yeah, you can poke your eye out if you want, I guess. But yeah, no, it's a $6 billion industry right now. It's wild,
Wow.
wild.
In case you want to get into lash.
In
business.
case, yeah.
Yeah.
Lash
Sounds like we could make
Keep
more
that
money
in
than what we
mind.
do with Massenomics.
Massenomics.
Yeah. Do you ever experiment on Jared?
No, but he knows a lot about lashes now. A lot. He overhears a lot of my calls and stuff, and I'll say something. He's like, "Oh, you lost a fan," or "Oh, that person ain't gonna make it to season 2," or whatever's going on in the business. But he knows a lot about them now.
Okay. Overrated or underrated? Correct me if I say this wrong. You'll know what I mean, but herpetology.
Underrated.
Is that the correct
Overrated.
pronunciation?
It's close enough.
Okay. So what is herpetology? You said you said underrated, and Hannah, you said overrated, right?
No, you said underrated.
Underrated.
Oh, I said
Okay.
overrated.
I've actually got a snake. I've made her get bit by a snake just so she can know it's not painful. 'Cause,
Well,
people
what
have
kind of
those-
snake are we talking here?
It's a little tiny little
Oh.
like creek.
No, it's a good snake. It's a good
Oh.
size.
I say tiny. I'm just trying to downplay it because I was very scared the whole time. But we had like recently started dating. I didn't want to embarrass myself.
Like, let the snake bite you. You'll be okay. If you love me, you'll let the snake bite you.
And then afterwards, we're like, "Oh God, that was the wrong snake. This isn't good."
No, thankfully, like he had shown me some other ones before, so I trusted that he knew what this was and wouldn't let me get bit or hurt by something. But
So it
Yeah, now-
actually doesn't hurt.
it wasn't bad. No, it felt like a pinch.
It's
Nothing crazy.
Honestly, a cat scratch
Is
hurts
worse.
more than a snake bite.
My dog has scratched me 10
When
times.
you guys
harder.
are ever in the Oklahoma area,
he will make you get bit by a snake.
That alone almost makes me never want to come to Oklahoma. The idea of that.
Don't you have brown recluse spiders there too?
Oh, we have a ton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
we didn't hear what herpetology is though. I got to know
Right.
what.
So it's a study of reptiles and amphibians.
Okay.
Yeah. So I want to.
Are you formally trained in the arts of herpetology?
Yes, formally. Actually, I was getting my master's in ecology, studying invasive species. In my last semester, the brand was going so well, I just quit school. I did all my classes, I did all my tests. I just had to defend my thesis, but the brand was killing. I mean, it was growing and growing and growing. I was like, should I make a lot of money doing shirts, or should I make money teaching kids? So I went with the shirts.
He knows a lot about lizards, though.
Yeah, but now I know a lot about lizards, and I'm in debt. But take that, college.
You said you were specializing in invasive species, though. Was that?
Yes.
Okay. So
Yeah,
how do you feel about
Tommy,
how do you feel about
what's the-
zebra mussels?
Right, zebra mussels. Do you know anything about zebra mussels? Big problem here.
Yeah.
Does that exist down there?
Yes, we have a ton. Yeah, they're growing pretty significantly. All the areas we've been in. I know we were in. I did some grad school stuff in Kansas. They were problem in Kansas, and it's pretty crazy to see how much of the area they take over.
Can you actually do anything about them, or are you screwed once they come in?
I know some of the guys that worked with them. They had a few different, ways to control them. But honestly, they grow so quickly. We're kind of just screwed.
Damn.
Yep.
Yeah, they're a problem.
Zebra mussels?
Yeah.
Little mussels, like little,
Like-
like
But they just
No.
grow.
mollusks.
Oh,
Biceps.
okay.
We'll internet later.
Yes.
Sure.
Just
Yeah, those
striped
Go
biceps.
to safari. The muscles of zebras, jacked zebras running around.
Like striped something or other with
Ill-tempered, aggressive
What are
zebras.
what are some other the most common popular invasive species that people would talk about or study?
German cockroaches. They're an invasive species. The ones that I worked with is actually Mediterranean geckos. They're like little geckos that hang on the outside of the walls that come up by your lights. They're about size
Well,
of
we
a
don't
thumb.
have those. But do
we
you
don't
guys have those?
Yeah,
Is that-
So I think you guys are a little too far north.
yeah.
Uh,
So we don't have cockroaches either.
Really?
Oh no,
Nope.
I don't know if I've ever seen
None.
one in person in my life.
No.
we're moving up north.
Yeah.
It does get like 40 below in the winter. So,
Yeah, so
We're staying right here.
So they're distributed through people. They call it drop dispersal. So they'll like get in your backpack. You'll go to the store, then they'll, lay their eggs in a plant somewhere. That plant, you'll take the plant to someone's house. They'll hatch, and then they have little baby geckos through the house. They can only live in homes though, because people keep their homes warm enough for them to, not die from, up there. How cold does it get?
Oh,
Yeah, like
30
negative
below.
40,
Yeah.
actually, yeah.
Yeah.
So it might be a little too cool for them, but they're everywhere, in the southern states.
That sounds kind of like a cool invasive species, though. Like
Oh no, they're fine. Yeah.
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 Okay. All right. That was a good one. Okay. Overrated or underrated Harry Potter, the Harry Potter universe.
Underrated. Underrated.
I enjoy Harry Potter. I'm underrated.
Yeah.
I've
Tommy,
trained.
are you well trained in Harry Potter? At all,
I've
or-
read I read like the first 3 or 4 books, and then I just for whatever reason I didn't keep up with that. I love those ones.
Better.
I love those ones, but I never finished the rest of it. So what
I'm
about
not
you?
a big fan of the Fantastic Beasts spinoff, but Harry Potter is still bae. Still
Okay.
good. Still watch it at least once or twice a month as it is.
And you guys went to the Harry Potter world or whatever the hell they call it, right?
Oh, that
It
was
was
so
cool.
cool.
And it is okay. That is good. It's worth the trip.
Oh, it's worth. So I actually went there for my 21st birthday. That's when my parents took me for my graduation gift. My 21st birthday was like the original Harry Potter world in Florida. And then when we went after our first OSG, we only went to one part of it because I was like, oh, I haven't heard anything good about the second part. Let's not spend the money and do it. And then this last year we went, and it was the coolest freaking thing I've ever seen. Like, the Universal knocked it out of the park because it's actually part of like the Universal family, et cetera, et cetera. But the way that they have it set up, it's like you get off the train station and it's London. Like, and there's nothing.
It's a weird feeling.
It's
Yeah.
Like
there's nothing Harry Potter ever anywhere. And you're like, what the hell? Am I in the wrong spot? Like, I need to get a map. And like, you go and ask people and they're like blowing you off. They're like, what are you talking about? Like, what Wizarding World?
it's a secret in the park.
Like,
Right.
really play into it.
They really did. And like, I guess I just asked the right lady at the right time. And she was like, I bet if you go through here, you'll find what you're looking for. And it was just like a awe moment just happened. It was really
Like you
cool.
walk through these like walls or these two split walls, and the world just kind of like
Erupts.
yeah.
That's cool.
And the
That is
detail
pretty
is
cool.
pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're two big nerds
Yeah.
running around drinking butter beer.
Okay, last one. Last one's usually worth all the marbles. Most important one we save for last. So overrated or underrated sidewinders?
Like the snake.
No. Maybe this hasn't been open long enough, but as a
gentleman's-
watering hole in Lawton.
Oh. Oh. Well, they're closed.
What? What'd you
They're
say?
closed.
Yeah, it's closed now. Okay.
Yeah, it's closed.
So I guess it was underrated.
But you're familiar with sidewinders, then. It seemed like maybe it wasn't striking a note with you, or did you just suspect that's not what I was meaning by that?
You know, I was like, is he talking about Sidewinder?
I'm not a native Oklahoma, so
Okay.
She's from the Dallas area.
I'm from Texas.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's unfortunately it's closed.
But you've been there before. You'd got a chance to go there
Actually,
before
I
it
have
closed.
not. I think I
Okay.
was young.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
When I was in Fort Sill for a few months, and we got to go to Lawton occasionally on the weekends, and can't remember what places we went to, but I'm pretty sure that was one of them.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So for anyone that doesn't know, and like how many? Do you know have any idea how many people are in like Fort Sill? It's huge, I think, right? Like
huge.
We
wanna say it was like-
looked it up for marketing purposes the other day, but off the top of my head, I cannot remember.
It's more than the city of Lawton, I think.
oh, really? Okay. Yeah. But
think
it's huge. It's significant. So
it's-
like
yeah.
there's a ton of military people in.
So you're saying
Lawton
like
then,
tens
all the
of
time.
thousands of people, you're saying?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
At least.
our gym is comprised of, I'd say, 70% military
Okay. Yeah.
or independent. You know,
Like Lawton itself, like that's a huge part of the economy
Okay.
then of like what makes it spin. Or yeah. Okay.
if Fort Sill was not there, we'd be screwed.
Yeah. Yeah.
It keeps it busy, that's for sure.
And it's just like across the highway, if I remember right. Like literally, it's like the highway divides Lawton and Fort Sill. Is that right? Or
It's like all kind of like encompassed now, essentially, too. I mean, they almost see it as like one city-ish, I guess.
okay.
Yeah, Lawton's grown a lot.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
grown
we-
quite.
we-
We're
we
not
have
big enough.
3 Walmarts.
Yeah, we got 3 Walmarts.
Wow.
Oh yeah, that's
Chipotle
pretty good.
yet, but
Yeah.
whatever. We'll get there
In
eventually.
case that tells you something. Yeah.
But just so you know, Fort Sill has changed a lot. There's actually, the food court. I don't know what it looked like when you were there, but they have a great poke burrito place now. And it's there's better places to eat in Fort Sill than there is in Lawton, the whole town.
So,
So-
do you go there? I mean,
I've gotten a pass just to go on there to eat
Yeah.
there. I was actually testing some equipment for one of our strongman contests that we did. So it was a legitimate reason to be there, but the pass lasted for a month. So I'm going over there and getting poke burritos every so often.
that's just smart.
Yeah.
Just being efficient. Plus, they were delicious.
So I guess a little unfortunate that you didn't have as much sidewinders experience as I was hoping for, but still, it looks like you passed overrated or underrated. So congratulations. Yeah. It's a big award. It's right up there with, winning regionals and qualifying for OSG and nationals. It's quite the accomplishment.
So we get a plaque,
Yeah.
certificate.
Yeah, you have to redeem it in person
In the
in
mail.
South Dakota.
Yeah.
We got to come up. We got to drive 13 hours north.
Yeah. Well, the plaque. It's in a pile with all the other plaques that haven't been redeemed yet.
With like 300 other people that
Yeah.
don't care about theirs.
Like one day they'll show.
One day.
So obviously you'd want people to check out Depth Before Dishonor.
Maybe.
You might want them to check that out. What about what else they should I would just say you Google it if you don't know it, or it's
Yeah.
actually probably weird if there's very many people listening that haven't heard of it and don't already know, but I'd say follow you on Instagram, but then do you want them to follow your personal Instagram pages too, or?
I really don't use my personal one very much. I'm so busy with the gym and everything else. I'm just like, I'll post when I get to it. But main page is the Depth for Dishonor, and then now the Southwest Barbell, and then we have the Depth for Dishonor Barbell Club.
So what's that?
So the Southwest Barbell is the gym, but that's more for like non-threatening, like just fun posts. The Barbell Club, that's for more of our aggressive, strong lifters. Because the general public, they tend to get scared of the strong, scary gym. This guy's squatting 800 pounds. I can't lift there. So we kind of split the content a little bit.
I literally have ladies tell me, I do not want to look like you. I said, okay.
Thanks for the
You're like, yeah, this it happened on accident. Yeah, you're screwed. It's gonna happen. Yeah.
Oh no, you did a curl.
Oh no.
Gotcha.
It's happening.
Also, like obviously you probably thought about it, but it seems common and you hear that people saying that a lot. But like, what a really rude thing to say to someone though, too. Like, could you imagine, like, you say that, like,
yeah. Surprisingly, I never get that. I don't know.
Yeah. People just come out of nowhere and just come up to Jared and just say, "Hey, by the way, I don't want to look like you." You're like, "Well, what's going on here?"
just so you know,
they do the whole. I don't want to look like you. I mean, you look great, but I don't want to look like that. I'm like, okay, respectfully, you will not.
I like what you do.
Yeah. Be like, this will happen to none of you. This is almost like I'm doing everything possible under my control. Honestly. To look like this. So, like, this will not happen on accident.
I'll see you in 10 years. Let's see what you look like. That's how long it took.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Well, we really appreciate it. I do think it's been a long time coming, and we like when anytime we get to see you anywhere.
Running into at the Arnold every time. Yeah, it's always fun.
Yeah, will we be at the Arnold one way or another, do you think? Or not necessarily for sure either? Okay.
You guys should go to OSG.
So where'd you say that is again?
Yeah, and when?
That's Virginia.
And when?
Charleston, I believe.
Like the chew.
What's the time frame of that?
December 3rd through the 6th. Yeah.
That's tough that's going to be a tough one for us probably. We
can't make it.
Yeah, we are trying actively though. We want to get 2 more things. Have you gone before to the Rogue Invitational?
I've competed at it. Yeah.
Okay. So would you go? I mean, will you guys be going to that? Because isn't that going on in like
November?
No, that's the very last week of October, I think, right? Into the Halloween.
Yeah.
When it is. Yeah.
So will you go down there to that?
We're thinking about it.
Yeah, we're only 5 hours away from that.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So is that something like you've been there before? Is that something you would set up a booth at, or is that not, or what?
So they set up all the booths in the
Vendor Village.
Yeah, they call it Vendor Village. It's in the parking lot of the stadium, and all the competitors, they compete inside the stadium. So there's a bunch of booths. It's not bad.
Yeah, it's like they all go watch the event, and then like once the event's over, they all come to the Vendor Village to like shop around and stuff. And then Rogue has a good setup that's there too. But having a booth there was really fun. You know,
it's like almost like a tailgate.
Yeah, okay. I would say it's very, very
That cool. Seems up our alley.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're such different brands than what's normally there. Like, I mean, it was a good time for us because no one had heard of us there, and
right.
Got a whole bunch of like squat related stuff going on, and CrossFitters get squatting. Like they get that.
Right. How many booths a year? I know we're kind of wrapping up, but now I just got other questions. How many booths a year do you think you set up on average? Like how many times a year do you set up a booth, whether it's at a local meet or a local strongman event, or like how many times are you setting up a booth?
At least once a month.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
How many of them are not local to you?
Probably like 3 or 4. We don't travel with the setup that often just because of like how complex it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Local is local.
In like 5 hours.
Well, I'm saying when I say local, I'm saying like in Lawton, basically.
Oh,
we only set up for our comps, so
that's three a year. Yeah,
we go to Dallas
4.
a lot.
Okay.
4.
There are so many comps in Dallas. Probably once every week.
Wow.
Like setting up our booth is a ton of work, even though we've done it several times now. It's just such a pain in the ass. Is that what it's like for you guys, or do you guys have a sweet system now where it's just like super simple and not a lot of work?
We have a system, but it's still a pain in the ass.
Okay, that's where I feel like we're at. We're like,
Yeah,
know
we do.
what
We
to
have a
do.
system. We know exactly what needs to
Yeah.
happen. There's zero guesswork, and it still sucks.
Yeah. We're like,
Okay.
well, we know what we're doing, but we still suck at it. So
Well, it's also different. Like if I bet you guys feel the same way too. If y'all are setting up and it's just you guys, you know, and it's quiet and no one's like bothered,
Oh.
not bothering, it sounds bad, but like if no one's like trying to like, I guess, interrupt, it goes by really, really
Oh,
quick.
socialize, like
Oh.
just play catch
Talking
up
during
while
the
you're
setup.
setting
Oh,
the booth
man,
up.
that's
Oh,
the killer.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then when
Yeah.
someone like comes up and like wants to talk for a second, it's like, or they're like, "Oh, are you ready? Are you open?" It's like, it's Thursday. The event's tomorrow. Like, you're
Yeah.
still trying to get set up.
And you're not
like,
trying to be an asshole because it's like these are people
Yeah,
that
like, I
support
don't
you,
wanna
but
be
at the same
rude
time, it's
or-
like, dude, I'm trying to work here. It's a shitty.
You can
spot to
show
be
up
in.
5 days early, and there's still going to be like somebody there that's like, "Oh, are you ready to like?"
Is
There'll be
this
somebody
stuff
there
for sale.
still.
Like,
I see that a large.
yeah.
Or my favorite is, looks like you're still setting up, but do you have this?
Yeah.
You're in the bathroom. Hey, you get a booth.
Yeah.
in the stall.
Or
Yeah.
you can also guarantee that
Knock
like
it
you'll
on the
have
stall.
everything tore down. Yeah, everything tore
Oh,
down.
yeah.
So be like, hey, can I get
Yes.
that? I was here the other day and you had this. It was a blue shirt. Can I get it in a large? It's like, dude, I don't even know where that's at right now. It's
Like, we have 6 blue
Yeah,
shirts.
3 years ago, you had this size.
yes, yeah.
Posted it. You had this.
Yep.
Here's,
So-
this isn't even a question for the podcast. This is like a personal. The question just I want to know, like, how do you handle inventory for your
Poorly.
Okay,
Poorly.
like how do you handle it specifically for the events though? Like you've got your inventory of things that are online, you know, like you have inventory online. So then when you go to do an event, are you pulling in? Like, what are you doing? Or is it like, are you your POS? Is it
Depends
supposed
how
to be?
busy we are.
Yeah. It really
Okay.
depends.
So we'll either pull it as we put it in the boxes,
Right.
or we hope no one orders, or we
Pause
shut down the site.
Yeah.
Depends
Okay.
Yeah.
what's
So you-
going on in our life.
Yeah. That's the worst part. To me, the worst part, like if you could just throw all the shit in boxes, unpack it, sell it, and be like, I don't know, fucking numbers work out. But it's always like,
a problem.
right.
And people
That
are gonna be
got
like,
handled.
and people are gonna be like, oh, you can just do like a point of sale system. It's like, yeah, we know you can do that, but then when so and so comes up to your booth and you're like, oh, take this shirt, but you don't want to be like, oh, wait, let me count this out of inventory on the iPad.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's like, yeah, it's just things like that
Like,
make it.
yeah.
Yeah, that's why it's a pain in the
Hey,
ass.
We just, for the longest time, we did like manual entry for everything, like manual, like charging and stuff. We finally just got like quick buttons that say like t-shirt, $25. And we
Right,
can tap
right,
that.
Right.
We're getting with the times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what has been your worst setup? Because you know you promised a booth, you show up like, oh, here,
Oh.
Mm.
in this corner behind a pole. Good luck.
You're inside the bathroom.
I can say we've really lucked out in some.
Yeah.
Where it's like
Yeah.
the one that
How
the
convenient.
opposite of that I think of, like the Kansas City Showdown one.
Mhm.
We were like the last vendor to show up,
Yeah.
and they put us in like the best spot. Like it was like the spot.
It was
and I'm
right
like,
next to the door. Like we were the last ones to show up, and we were next to the entrance. So you had to walk by our booth to
Yeah.
get in and out of the building.
And you're like, oh, sweet. So that was the opposite. You know, that was a good scenario. Really, our worst experience is probably the first Arnold we went to, and this was the first booth we ever set up.
Mhm.
We had
ever,
actually
anywhere.
we actually never had even set up the booth before. We're like, we got this stuff. We'll just get there. Like you just put it together, right? And that was
And
not
we
how
got
that
there, and you know, we're you know, this is maybe like the Thursday or whatever day that is that you get there, and we're literally like running around the back aisles just seeing what we can, like, that's not like
Well,
other people's
'cause-
stuff that we can steal, but just like the Arnold stuff that we can just be like, we need like milk crates.
Well,
to
yeah,
prop
we
stuff
had
up
we had
on
the
and,
racks
you know.
for the clothing, and we put it together, and we stood back and looked at it. We're like, oh, our tallest shirt is 5 feet off the ground. You know, we're all 6 feet tall, perfect. You can't see a single thing. So like, we got to raise these up. So we're looking for milk crates or anything we can to prop the shelves up higher so you can see the
Then we gotta
shirts.
go to Lowe's.
We had to go to Lowe's. So
Okay,
you
yeah.
go to Lowe's, you buy some stuff, and hey, this didn't work, and you take it back.
Yeah,
See this shelf,
for
this
sure.
shelf.
And at the time, we weren't smart enough to think, oh, yeah, go to a store and buy something. Like that never even
Right.
crossed our brain. It was like, no, we have the stuff. We have to make it work. But yeah, so that was, we learned our lesson. That was our first ever booth, and it's gotten a lot smoother since then.
Yeah.
There's sometimes we like practice booth setups like at the gym or at the office, like just to make sure it's not a cluster because we've done that and we've learned, and I don't want to get yelled at. So we're gonna
Oh, and that's what we did after that first one. We're like, we have to practice this. So that was, remember Tanner, you came over.
Yeah.
We set it all up in my garage. We're like,
We're
oh yeah, this
measuring it
goes
out.
here. We measured it.
You're
We
like,
had like taped
Shit,
it off.
this is 10 feet. That's like,
Yep.
I can't even, there's not even enough room to stand in there with like, I'm like, how is this 10 by 10? Yeah.
Yeah, we worked out that not last year this year since we didn't have a booth, but last year, like getting that corner and that extra one, like that
We
was
had like three booths.
like
This was awesome.
You guys did have a lot. Yeah.
Didn't you like just get some of that? Like, didn't you just like get some of that because it was unused too?
Yeah, well, they said like, well, no one's here, so we'll just give it to you for 1,000. All right.
Yeah.
Well, no one's here. We'll give it to you for 800. All right.
we expanded.
Yeah.
We're
There was,
just
I think there was definitely more people there this, in 2023 than 2022. And I don't know what you guys think, but I'm hoping 2024 is, it's still going the
I
right
think
direction.
now that like fitness is like really mainstream again, bodybuilding's grown a lot in the past year, it looks like.
And that slap fighting.
And slap fight. I just want to
I
get
don't think
into
that's coming back.
I want to get into the medieval jousting thing, whatever that is.
Yeah, those guys were going
That
at it.
was fun.
Yes.
I do not actually want to get into that. That seems, some of that seems kind of a little bit sketchy, actually.
At the Southwest Regional this weekend, there was like a sumo fighting demo right next to us. And they were in the full guard, like they were in nothing. Like they were in the sumo wrestler outfit.
Butt cheeks everywhere.
Just cheeks.
Heavyweight butt cheeks.
Damn.
Flying.
Yeah.
I was
All
like,
right.
okay, sport.
Well, we do really appreciate you coming on and taking the time. I think this was cool. People will enjoy it.
Awesome.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you in at least at the Arnold, if not before then.
All right. Have a good one.
All right.
All right, see you later. Thanks.
Cool beans.
There it is.
Give him the double cool beans, a double shot of Lawton beans.
Yeah. Double shot of Sidewinder beans. I'm gonna read this ad quick before I forget.
Yeah.
So we're not, so we're not in the ad hole. We gotta
Right.
We gotta get too far in there.
Gotta needed debits and credits on the ads,
right. Yeah.
Make sure the ledgers are balanced.
In 1990, this episode is also brought to you by SwissLink. In 1995, Maurice Big Mo Huffman founded SwissLink with the mission to bring authentic Swiss Army goods to the United States and into the hands of those yearning for quality gear at uncompromised prices. Now, for nearly 3 decades, Big Mo has been traveling far and wide in search of the best items from military forces around the world. Big Mo doesn't only find authentic military clothing for SwissLink, he brings in everything you can imagine from Swiss bayonets to Czech microscopes. SwissLink.com is also home to the SwissLink Classic Wool Blankets. They're an ideal mix of 80% wool and 20% recycled fibers. It's that special blend that provides a soft, luxurious feel while maintaining all the benefits of wool. Wish you could wear them around all the time? Well, new to the lineup is the SwissLink Classic Wool Pant. That's right, wool pants. Pants made of wool. SwissLink's exceptional collection and dedication to quality service distinguishes them from the rest. Enjoy a 15% discount on your next purchase at SwissLink.com by entering code MASS at checkout. That's MASS to save 15% at SwissLink.com.
I'm interested in those wool pants. Winter is coming soon in South Dakota, and I don't know what sounds toastier than a nice pair of wool pants.
You'll
from
be the
SwissLink.
talk of the office, Tanner.
I'm actually gonna take a look at those this week when I think about it. See what these wool pants from SwissLink look like.
To-do list, wool pants.
I'm actually googling it right now to see if it comes.
I want to
with,
see what these look like too.
wool Czech military water can. No, I don't want that.
You show up with a Romanian wool long coat, SwissLink Classic Wool Pants.
Oh,
Here they are. Oh, Damn.
That
sizes.
Romanian wool coat is only $15.
Yeah, that's I don't know if I was
That's like
seeing
someone
that
should
right.
buy that as like a prop, if nothing else.
Yeah, they have an exceptional collection of wool. They're not lying when they say that.
No. Yeah, these wool pants are kind of a unique item, I feel like. I don't really know if that's something in particular that sticks out to me as something I've seen before.
Do you think that'd be really warm to wear at the desk, in January?
Oh, I couldn't do that. I couldn't do it. I get so hot in my office at my desk. I'm like a heater. People are like, "Oh, it's so cold in here." I'm like, "Thank God."
Oh, the number of people that have the heaters underneath their desks.
Oh, don't
blows
get
my
me
mind.
started on this. Like totally screws the HVAC system because
yeah.
there's
You have all these different
4,000
climate
space
zones.
heaters. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, if everyone shut their space heaters off and we let the system do its
The
job,
HVAC system could work the way God
Yes.
intended it to.
I'm like, shut off the space heaters. Like, I'm gonna come in and throw if you ever see me selling 4,000 space heaters online, it's because I'm taking them from everyone's office, because I swear to God, it ended up making my office like 70 degrees warmer because of all the space heaters screwing up the system.
Yeah, that and
Like,
then
space
people get.
heaters like 71
I know,
in here.
like there is an actual
Like, what do
thermostat on the wall that says 70, and you have a space heater and a blanket on. Like we're not cozying up and watching a movie here. We're in an office.
There's been ladies in my office before that put gloves on while they're typing on the keyboard.
Oh no!
Yeah, maybe I've said this before.
No gloves.
They have put gloves on.
That's how I know
Like,
they're not working, because you can't
their
work in an
winter
office with
coat.
gloves on.
Their winter coat and
Oh
gloves.
my God! Okay.
And I come out like I have my fan on.
Yeah.
Like trying not to get.
You can't tell me you're getting work done in an office, shuffling papers and typing, wearing gloves.
Like I've seen people be like this before.
doing the rubbing
I'm
their
like,
hands together.
It's 70.
Yeah.
Like it's
It's like, I know it's cold outside, but the thermostat still says 70. It's not colder in here. I 100% agree.
I'm like, what temperature do you want it to be?
Yeah.
It's
like what I got to tell my wife. It's when it's 70 inside in the summertime, it's that same 70 degrees in the wintertime. Like it's not a colder 70. 70 is 70 here. So it doesn't need to be 74 in the winter and 65 in the summer.
Correct.
Just got to deal with it.
See, it's kind of the opposite. If I had my druthers, it'd be in the wintertime, we'll keep it 65 inside.
Oh,
and in the summer, actually, to be fair, I can't stretch it in the summer because I can't stand the house being like 74 degrees. It's
got to be 70 something.
I
mean, really at night, it could be like
at
65
night is
every
the most
night
important.
would be, that
Like,
is.
My basement is cold.
Oh, I still remember.
Yeah.
When I lived in Western Northeast South Dakota, I was a basement dweller. And I remember in the summertime, my hands being so cold. I had to go upstairs to go outside just for my hands to thaw out. My fingers would literally start to hurt.
Yeah.
Basements get so cold.
That's the best part about living in the basement.
Make
part
it
of the
hurt
world
so
is that-
good, right?
Yeah. Come on down. Actually, you know what we kind of screwed up about? We talked all this T-shirt stuff with Depths for Dishonor. We talked about 17 other topics. We've been recording for 2 hours, and we didn't mention that we've got a new dropout.
Should I hold up some items right now?
Yes. That's how good we are at running this apparel business. Is we let this go until 2 hours in before we even mention it.
Oh no, we're doing it just right. We're 2 hours in and we're getting right to it.
Diving
now.
right in. Actually,
Yeah.
perfect.
So you can hear me rustling the packaging here because I haven't opened this yet because I'm taking pictures tomorrow. But here we go. This first item is, that's right, you guessed it, a classic Massenomics flag.
Ooh.
Oh,
That red on that flag pops. That is right sized. That's the
is.
right size flag.
It's kind of got a little classic look to it, you know?
It does. What we usually call that our varsity script,
Yeah,
right?
it's our
is
varsity
technical
script.
term.
It's in red with a white imprint. It's got the white border around it, grommets in each corner. We have the
established in
established date
2014.
in one corner. We got the Massenomics logo in the other. This would look great and timeless in anyone's gym.
Yeah.
You put this up in your gym and people will come in and say, I don't know, did you just buy that thing? Is it from 1965? I don't even know. It's timeless.
Right. Would you say the H word about it?
Why, Tanner, you're correct. It does harken back to a different time, a simpler time.
Yeah,
A time when you just
harkens.
put a flag on the wall to let people know what you cared about.
Yeah. It does. And established in 2014, so we beat Depth before Dishonor there too. I think they said 2015. We should just start making numbers up there. Just be like established 1986. You know? Or should we just maybe we should just start putting established 1969 on everything?
We could. We've done that before on a shirt.
We have done it before, haven't we? Yeah.
Because we're little rascals like that.
Yeah. Silly little.
We checked with our lawyers, and they're like, "Yeah, you can lie about whatever year.
You can basically lie about.
You can put established 1000 BC. We can't stop you." No one was around then to say otherwise. So
yeah, how do they know?
We'll just have to take your word for it. This next item is the T-shirt from the drop.
Oh, I feel like some records are about to be broken.
Was that the official title? Is this the record holder tee? Is that what we decided?
I think so.
I mean, it seems like the most logical name. I didn't know if we written something else down, but
I think I think that's what the placeholder is. At least
this is the record holder tee. I'm holding it up online for the online viewers, and it's just a black tee, white text, big and bold, and it says powerlifting record holder, and there's an asterisk after it. And what does it say in small print? It says by state, weight class, age group, equipment, federation, single lift, year, coefficient formula, occupation, zodiac sign, phase of the moon. That's right. Powerlifting, if you're not a record holder, you're not filtering hard enough. You just got to filter down harder, and you too can be a record holder.
Yep.
And we also have the Massenomics logo on the back, so you can represent.
That pops on the back, yeah.
So you too can be a powerlifting record holder if you go buy this T-shirt today.
That's all it takes. You are officially a record holder, because really, is there anyone, if you really even went by just all the qualifiers on the shirt, is there anyone that do you think could not be a record holder?
I don't know. Probably me somehow. I think it's funny. Like, I think the first meet I ever did, I think I got like second as like an 1,100 pound total or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the last meet I did, what I have like a 1,407 pound total, and I got seventh. Like my best total by 300 pounds, from where I started, and my worst placing ever. I got 7th place.
But that's like
and I don't even care. I don't even know if I honestly don't. I might have gotten 6th, and I might have gotten 8th. I just know it was like not that good. But that's again like I was not competing to go place. I was competing to put up a total.
And that's in that YouTube video we have where I'm talking about it, where I say you could have the best meet of your life and get, I use the example, get 10th place. That is way better than having an awful meet for yourself and getting some automatic first place.
And I would still rather go to a meet and get 7th in my weight class than get first by default. Like, that's boring. No one is in your weight class. It's way more fun when there's actual people in your division.
Yes.
Which
and it's always better to do well. Like, hit good numbers for yourself.
Oh, yeah.
And if you have to choose, you want to hit the good numbers. Like, of course. Unless maybe you're Taylor Atwood, John Hack, Dan Bell.
Right.
If you're competing for some world championship or some sum of money in excess
of
$1,000.
You don't need to listen to us for advice on powerlifting placing.
Right.
And you're also, that exception applies to about 100 people in the world,
Yeah, like 50 to 100 people probably, yes. Yeah. So, yeah, check out our YouTube where we talk about stuff like that. New videos every week. This week's that just posted was about hook grip tips. Tips to hook your grip.
You got me interested in it. I might start mixing that into the flow of things.
The ravioli, show me the formula.
Yep.
I know people have been, beating down my door for years wanting the secret formula, and there you go. That's
I also did like your comment about the thin straps. I think I might get me a pair of them.
I do like those Pioneer leather straps.
Thin leather straps.
Yeah, I do like those.
Rather than those beefy canvas boys.
Yep. Some of the canvas ones are okay, but I really like the thinner, and those Pioneer leather ones are like the thinnest ones that I've ever had, and I really like them. And kind of everyone at the gym, I haven't heard anyone say, maybe this is biased because people know, if they know what I like, they're not going to.
They don't want to say bad and get kicked out of the gym.
Yeah, you dumbass, your straps suck. So I'm going to buy more sets of, because those are just, I buy those and leave them at the gym. I'm going to buy more sets of those exact ones. They're not as durable in the long run because I had even broken a pair after like a year, but I'm like, I don't care if it's as a perishable good. I'll buy these for a year.
That's also part of the trade-off in having the the thinness.
Right.
You know, can't have it all.
That's true. So we talked about the drop there, which is awesome. We talked about YouTube. Please, if you're listening and you're not subscribing on our YouTube, please go out and subscribe to our YouTube channel where we are putting in some work to pump out a new video every week. Please check those out and like them, comment on them, some sort of comment, whatever, share them, do anything
Watch
you can to
them.
help
Watch
us out.
them again. Sit at your computer, open up your phone and your tablet, watch it
Repeat.
on all three. Right?
Yes.
Gotta get those views up there. Got to start pumping those numbers up.
Right now we're at rookie numbers. We have to pump those numbers up.
Mm-hmm. Or they said they're gonna.
It's a woozy. It's
or they said they're coming for us.
Yes, we got a sack segment.
Oh,
this is important. A very cool sack segment. Part of this isn't going to fit in the sack. You've actually already seen it, so we'll just talk about that. But first, there's a letter with this sack.
A letter? That means we got to find someone that knows how to read.
Oh, well, we're screwed. Tommy and Tanner, heard you boys needed some more barbell storage. So I sent the mailman on a wild goose chase to deliver something to western northeast South Dakota. After about 6 months of wandering in frozen tundra, I think he finally found you guys on the edge of civilization, even though my directions were less than clear. Seeing as how you have more hardened shafts in your gym than an isolated army squad finally seeing their girlfriends for the first time in 3 years.
Got that right.
Yeah. I figured there is no such thing as too much barbell storage. Hope this piece gets a lot of love in the best ways, if you know what I mean. By the way, if you want anything else, think of us like a Massenomics candy store filled with all your favorite piping hot LaCroix, gold lift shorts, and drink spotters, except the LaCroix is squat racks, the gold lift shorts are barbells, and the drink spotters are bumper plates. Anyway, enjoy the rest of what's in Tanner's massive sack. I'm sure there's at least something marginally useful in there for cracking open a Crispy Boy instead of spilling it all over your $1 billion lift short investment. And listen, I'm sponsoring this podcast whether you guys like it or not. So set me up with a cage match against one of your existing sponsors, or whoever emerges alive gets to keep their spot. It'll be great. Much love from Charlotte, North Carolina, Ashton, owner, operator, and head dumbass of Freedom Fitness Equipment.
Wow.
Freedom Fitness Equipment.
Damn.
Did you see the
I saw the goods.
Yeah.
I saw that and I'm like, what the hell has Tanner got going on now?
Yeah, so what
do you have a picture on your phone?
Yes, I do. I haven't I'll post it.
Yeah, hold it up just so I can see it again
comes
here.
out, but
I woke up this morning. It's not too often I wake up at 7 a.m. and have a Snapchat from you. So yeah, that's exactly how I remembered it.
Yeah. And so if you're watching, you can see this right now, but it's
center it more on your screen for a second, Tanner. There you go. Yeah.
It's a horizontal barbell storage rack.
It kind of looks like a squat stand with just a bunch of hooks on it.
It holds 10 barbells, and it's freestanding. You know, it doesn't mount on the wall. And he had Ashton had heard on the podcast a while back. I was like, shoot, we got all these more barbells. Now we need more barbell storage. And he heard me talking about how like the vertical barbell storage is okay, but I kind of like more horizontal, and we don't have that much wall space left, basically none. So this was his solution, and a damn good solution. And I kind of found a spot here that I seem to be happy with because it's not a utilized space. And I actually like the way this looks. This sits in front of one of the big banners behind one of the main squat racks. And I kind of like the look. It somewhat covers up that giant Massenomics M, but I kind of like the look, especially if we get enough barbells where this is just like, it's just like plastered with barbells.
Yeah.
Then kind of.
The barbells are like, I can't even tell if these are decorations or equipment. They're just everywhere.
So, and he made this that says Massenomics on it.
Yeah, that looks great.
It's a magnet. It's a giant magnet.
Okay.
Because this is a different
cool.
brand. This, the rack, whatever brand this is, you know, it has their logo right there, like laser cut in the metal. He made this Massenomics magnet to go over the top of it, which is a pretty awesome touch, actually. So I really like that thing. Our dilemma now, it's kind of a classic chicken and egg scenario. Before, we had too many barbells and not enough storage. Right now, we kind of actually have too much storage and not enough barbells.
Yeah.
So I feel like we need to buy some barbells.
Right.
Because we just got 10 more spots. That's a ton of...
everything has to be in perfect balance, and the balance
Right.
is all thrown off.
Right. It's kind of like a conundrum situation because it's almost never quite right, you know, because there's always another barbell coming. So...
Yeah. I mean, this does just really, again, amplify or magnify your barbell guests at the beginning of the year, Tanner. Just how far off you were there. I mean, I don't expect you to predict the future, but now I don't know if there's been anything you've ever been off more in the entire history of this company than for people that don't know, at the beginning of the year, like early January, we play a prediction game about Massenomics for what we think is going to happen for the year. And my over-under for Tanner's barbells for the year, I think, was 4 or 5.
Yeah.
And
no,
you said,
I think it might have been 3.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if I said a higher number and you said 3. But either way,
okay.
3 did come up, and Tanner's like, I don't think we're going to get 3 new barbells. We're kind of done. And within 2 months, he had acquired like 5.
And then
and that number has gone up quite a bit since then, too. Yeah.
And I really believed what I said at the time, too. I wasn't trying to...
Yeah.
He also sent us some of these bottle openers, which I actually used one for the podcast tonight. It says Freedom Fitness Equipment on it, so I'll get you some of those, Tommy. And then he sent us some T-shirts here.
Jeez.
That will get sent out, so let's see what we got.
This was quite the sack. Did you know this package was showing up at all?
Yeah, he had kind of alluded to there being something, so I'm holding this up. Freedom, and what is it? Never Say Die, and it's got... the bird, you assume it's an eagle maybe, or what do you think that kind of bird that is?
Yep.
Okay, that's one of them. And then that's almost like a OD green color. And I like this color. It's a solid color gray. Let's see what kind of... Oh yeah, he's got a good brand of shirt here that he's using. And this is the Freedom Fitness.
Oh yeah, the eagle holding the barbell. Very nice.
Which looks good also.
Yeah.
And there's 2 of each, so I assume there's probably one of my size and one of your size in here of each of these.
Nice.
So thank you for this sack. Big thank you for the barbell storage. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Kick ass, actually. You know, it's super cool. Freedom Fitness Equipment. He does want in as a sponsor. So
freedomfitnessequipment.com for anyone.
Yeah, check. Is that
the URL here?
Okay,
I'm checking them out.
And I've been there several times here lately, checking stuff out, and they have a really big variety of stuff.
And it looks like, do they sell? Because I don't ever go to equipment websites because I'm not in a gym to buy stuff. But do they sell used stuff too? Is that what it looks like?
Yes, they do sell used stuff. Like I think that's a decent bit of the business.
Yeah, it looks like because you can like even just check out barbells. That some are rated as new, some are rated as. Yeah, interesting. Okay, very cool.
Yeah, so check it out. Super cool. We're very appreciative to get that, and it's a great addition for Massenomics Gym.
Yeah,
and we might have to have that steel cage death match with Ashton and one of the.
At the very least, it'll be a good YouTube video.
Yes. We're kind of getting to the point again where we could do another YouTube video where it's just update on new equipment, you know, since our last new equipment, because we've gotten a decent bit of new kit to talk about. That's what British people say, new kit. Decent bit of new kit.
Do you feel inspired after listening to Jared and Hannah talk about all the strongman stuff they have in their gym? Do you feel like inadequate?
Oh, I got a lot of stuff. We don't have that kind of square footage.
That is the problem.
That's they're operating on
essentially
5 to 10 times bigger than ours.
Yeah, essentially infinite area to work with.
Right. Their space is like 10 times bigger than ours.
Yeah, that's huge though. That space is enormous. That's crazy.
Yeah, and our gym's not tiny. You
No
know,
no one comes into Massenomics and goes, "Oh, this place is just too small." Like no one says that. Well, a lot of people are
kind of the
surprised
right
how big it is.
Almost. Yeah. But they have like, you know, he's talking about like 6 monoliths. That's crazy.
That's a lot.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nuts. That's huge. That's cool though. I would like to check it out. That'd be awesome. You know what else I'd like to check out? And for that matter, what I would like everyone else to check out? Juggernaut AI. just to be real, I think I had the conversation with Big Zach. So I lifted it in the AM crew this morning. I
What
went
the
to
hell
the
is
gym at like
morning
5
crew?
a.m.
What's going on there?
Yeah, just busy stuff, stupid old work, and then it's like school's just starting, and got
Life,
two
am I right?
kids, both in new schools, and like I've spent more time in the school and orientations in the last week that I'm like, what am I going to school here? Like, what do you need me
I
here
don't
for
go
like
here.
3 times in 3 days? And
Isn't that kind of a funny concept? Don't you think? Like, well, don't I just send my kids here and I don't worry about the rest of this?
kind of like that's it's different too. Like kindergarten is it's starting one in kindergarten, but then one in 6th grade. I'm like, I don't know, he's 12. He'll figure like
Just tell him what to do. He knows how to take orders.
Yeah, he's
And if he doesn't, he needs to learn. You guys got to teach him that.
like straighten him up if you need to, whatever, but that is kind of my thing with my wife. I'm like, what is everyone doing? Like, we can luckily get away to do some of this stuff, but it's like, it's all during like work hours too.
Oh, it is. Oh,
like a lot of it, or like,
Yeah.
I mean, yesterday we were doing like I got off work and had to speed there, and it wasn't until like 7 p.m. that I was done with like orientations and stuff like that. But whatever. My thought is it definitely seems different than when I went to school.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't remember like my parents being needed like for so much stuff.
No, I
just to get
feel
started.
like at the beginning of the year for high school, it was like, all right, here's a 30-minute meeting. If your kids are doing sports, just do this. And also school starts at this time. All right, see ya. Like, it felt like that's all it was.
Yes. But it is fun. School stuff.
Yeah. But Juggernaut, though.
Yeah,
Actually,
Juggernaut
you know what?
AI. That's
on the topic of Juggernaut, I do got to say, I hit my training somewhat similar to you, Tanner. Not quite on the school thing, but just summer is just a weird time. You're busy. Kid stuff, again, like there's just a lot of shit going on. So I did just have to kind of dial back training this summer a little bit. But I did restart my Juggernaut program a month ago. And I hit a Spoto Press PR today. And I'm like, where is this coming from? Like, I haven't been like pushing things crazy during that time. This summer to me felt like more like hanging on. But Spoto Press PR out of nowhere today.
So are you doing
I'm
hypertrophy block?
Yeah, I'm in a hypertrophy block right now.
Okay,
I wanted to go to hypertrophy. I didn't want to mess around with bridge block this time.
Yeah. Well, that's a good sign though.
Yeah. I was like, all right, I guess my bench is at like 90+% of where it was when I was hitting it harder earlier this year.
Well, it's like they always say, PR or ER. And I guess we know where you decided
starting
to
feel
go.
more and more like that's actually is the options now.
Sometimes maybe even both.
Yeah.
So Juggernaut AI, it's obviously what you use. What we use is working well for you. Spoto Press PR. You can't argue with results.
And that's up there with the most desirable of PRs you could hit too.
The Spoto Press. Yes, of course. the hypertrophy
set Spoto Press PR set of 8. That's what you want.
Yeah, I was talking with Big Zach in the gym this morning, supporting member, and just talking about how there is a lot of programs. We've said this a bunch of times before. There's a lot of different programs out there that'll work. You don't have to use Juggernaut AI. That's not what
you probably even shouldn't start with Juggernaut AI or even use it if you haven't ran a few other programs.
Right.
This ain't for beginners. You should probably start somewhere else.
I would even there's a little bit of value in trying maybe a couple different things and kind of understanding a couple different things. But what I would say is out of the options out there, it's a really good option that gives you a lot of direction and keeps you from spinning your wheels, especially someone that's been at this for a little bit and kind of maybe you've gone past just those newbie gains. Sure, you could use it then, but like for the people that are going to get the most out of it, you're past the newbie gains, and then you have this awesome roadmap that's going to help you start to really stack on the progress after that when it gets a little bit harder normally.
Yeah. You're tired of just straight up templates with percentages.
Right.
And
what's awesome about it is I still think it's the value. So you're going to spend $30 on this a month you use discount code Massenomics. You're going to spend $30 a month. I think if you try this, you're going to say that is a good value for $30 a month. If you're anyone that cares about your training and your programming and stuff, I guess I would just say for those reasons, check it out. Go to juggernautai.app. That's where you sign up for it. I think you can get a free month trial. But once you get signed up, use discount code Massenomics, save yourself 10%. That is all.
And today's show is also brought to you by Texas Power Bars and the brand spanking new 29 millimeter Texas Power Bar. Buddy Caps first started lifting weights in the late 60s and began powerlifting in the mid 70s. At the time, he was working for Image Barbell building gym equipment. Around 1976, a local machine shop started making Olympic bars for them, calling it the Image Bar. In 1977, Image Barbell became Champion Barbell. It was then that Buddy started looking at the bars with an intent of changing them for the better. Fast forward to today, Buddy's made a lot of bars. He's made the original Texas Power Bar, the Texas Squat Bar, the Texas Deadlift Bar.
Got one.
He put some Cerakote on those bars.
Got one.
And then he decided, you know what? What else can we do? Let's make this thing 29 millimeters and see how she goes. And that's what he did. And it's just like any Texas Power Bar. It's got the best knurling. It's strong as a house. And it's maintenance free. Hundreds of state, national, and international and world powerlifting records have been and continue to be set and broken on the Texas Power Bar. To learn more about Texas Power Bars and buy one of their legendary bars, visit TexasPowerBars.com.
They're Larry Legendary Bars.
Mm-hmm.
Larry Legend reference.
I got a new memory card. It's still kicking, Tanner, so people should see this whole episode. And also my external recorder should be arriving end of this week. Put that sucker into the repair shop. They got it turned around. It's coming right back.
Oh, got it in the shop.
Yeah, talking behind the scenes over here.
Rotating the tires on it.
After you record a couple hundred episodes of a podcast to a recorder, I guess it needs a little tune-up.
Yeah.
Luckily, it was under warranty still.
And
just when I said it, my card just got the notification it's full. 2 hours and 22 minutes is all it can make it. Wow,
this is a long episode. We really
it is. I didn't realize we were going that long. Wow.
We just we're like the Energizer bunnies over here.
Keep on going.
All right. Is that we covered everything we need to cover for this one?
I think we got enough.
All right. Stay tuned next week and every week from now until the end of time because we're never stopping.
Go buy the new drop. Go sign up to become a supporting member. If you haven't done it yet, what are you doing? You're insane.
You are pathetic losers.
Yeah. Go join hundreds of others of people that are looking to have a good time and talk about Massenomics stuff.
Yes. Tommy, where do they find you at?
You can find me at Tomahawk_D.
You can follow me at Tanner_Baird, but just please make sure to follow Massenomics at Massenomics.
See ya.